Hello, hello. Whoa, look at all
Boom.
these
And there we
bubbles.
are. Okay, well, there's supposed to be five of us. Okay, I didn't know there's gonna be five of us.
See, we can. How about some like. Where's that last bubble? Oh, it's Joe. All right, now we're talking. How you doing, Jeff?
Florida. Oh, yeah. We need to get that. Yeah, we need that double side by side graphic from all the extra live streams put over here on the dynamic side. So I'll have Aish put that over here for us, so it's not like gray or whatever it is in the background behind us. Yeah, let me get my connectivity issues fixed because man, if you go watch the live stream right now, you would think I live in the year 1993. How grainy my camera is.
Yeah, you've got about 6 pixels there, and they're fighting each other for screen time. Whew. Hey, that's okay though. We got that beautiful baritone voice of yours. We are good to go. Oh, never mind, he's gone. We're screwed, guys. Just kidding. So Spy doing its best, holding up pretty well today after a wild week. A wild week. A lot of downside here. Spy's trying to recover intraday, but we got to talk about levels that have been broken, structure that has been tested, broken? Question mark. Are we good? Do we have more downside? Is it starting right now? Well, all these questions answered and more here on the weekly review. How are we doing in the chat, guys? How's everybody doing? What are we trading today? What's up, Tyler? Getting crushed in some Microsoft puts today? That is a rare statement. You don't hear that on many days, so I'm sorry to hear that. But it is interesting to note that strength, isn't it? So I'm watching IGV, I'm watching Microsoft, watching a few of these names and seeing if we can get some continuation in the software space, or at least some regular or some relative strength in the software space after quite a beating here. So I think that it's definitely not a thing that software did right. I think it's literally just chips having a harder time. And if there's any pulling back in the guys who are cashing the checks, well, then the guys who are writing the checks, there's going to be a little relief for them. And so you're seeing that with the hyperscalers, the Oracles, the Microsofts, all of that good stuff there. And there's my man. So we beautiful. Oh, nice. Yeah, we just upgraded. We just upgraded from NES to N64 there.
Okay. Well, I was looking pretty, and I thought I was looking prettier there for a minute, and then now I'm looking grainy again there. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, I went from a clear picture now to grainy picture. I'm just, and now oh, there we go. Now we're back to pretty. Now we're back to pretty. We're good to go. I probably even hopefully sound even prettier. All right. So Steve, where was I catching back up with you? What were you just talking about there, sir?
Oh, just going over just what we're seeing on indices and what we're going to be talking about right now, which is or going forward in the hour, which is essentially how is SPY doing structurally after a week that has been a little bit rocky. You know, we got to touch base with how we're looking structurally on these higher time frames. I figure we got to kind of figure out where we are in this ecosystem because we were in this interesting outperformance of small caps of the IWM compared to Qs recently. And lo and behold, it did lead to significant drawdown as, well, money just got sucked out of the thing that was keeping us so elevated in chips. So we were also mentioning the strength in software as a service today, and that's fascinating as well. I was thinking that once I can get my charts up, there's some stuff I want to show you, but I'm fighting multiple windows here. So if you could maybe lead with some small caps, give me 2-3 minutes to wrangle some more RAM. I gotta close a bunch of processes here.
You're good. Yeah, today was we really didn't have much. It was really slow. I actually didn't take any trades today at all.
Wow.
Didn't see anything I liked out there as far as I was, what I typically like to trade in my setups that I like to attack. So today I just didn't take any trades. I in the end just said, nah, don't like it. I stayed around. I was live up until about 11 a.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern time. But in the end, just couldn't really find anything that to me was hey, this is the trade. Need to take this trade. So I did not take any trades today. Now yesterday was great, and that's the thing. Every day this week I had really great trades, or had a lot of trades on some days. But yeah, today was not one of those days, and that's the thing with me. When I come in on a Friday, I really just want to take one trade and kill it. And I waited, didn't see the setup. So in the end, I say, cool, no worries about that. I have plenty, and I mean plenty of opportunities headed out down the line. So, that's just the thing. A lot of people want to trade. They want to trade. And I get that. But there comes a point of where the trading needs to, come to there is a reason why you're trading, right? And what are you trading for? Is it to fill this need of want of, I don't know, it's weird, like you kind of, almost like a gambler mentality where they really feel like they have to be trading for a certain reason to feel some kind of like whatever endorphins they're going off in their body that they love to feel that over and over and over. That's not the reason I trade. I trade because I want to be right. On top of the fact, I want to be, I just am. I want to be all right. I mean, not that I'm always going to be right, and if I'm not right, I want to figure out why. I've always been that way in life, and it's cool because we're not always going to be right. And so I think that's really fascinating that we can, at least traders like myself, and I know you can be wrong, and it doesn't really bother you. You want to know why you were wrong? You're like, okay, cool, I lost, whatever. I'm gonna lose again. It's not like when you died all those times on Counter-Strike. Going back to that, yesterday when we were talking about Shadow Killer. I died. Yeah, I got stabbed and I got knifed too or whatever. It was a knife fight, and sometimes they'd get me somehow. Like, how did he kill me? Like, I'm the one that stabbed him first, but yet I died? Like what?
Illusion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Someone's messing with something in the code. You got DDoS or something. It's impossible. No, it is. It's tough. It's tough. And I think that I was just really resonating with what you were saying about your Friday philosophy, your Friday mantra. And that's what I'm really looking forward to bringing in to our Fridays going forward, because me and Alejandra, we're going to be starting these morning streams. And I think they're going to be just a chill check-in. How'd you do this week? What is our number one setup for the day? We're going to be sniping that one setup of the day. Or at least I'm going to be sniping one setup for the day, and then I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be reassessing, taking inventory of where I'm at this week in terms of my progress, what I could have done better, what I did really well, and kind of dialing in for next week. And I think that's going to be a really good just kind of mental reset, because on Fridays, I've seen so many traders, and I was even doing it this morning a little bit. I caught myself getting a little chopped out in the morning. I was like, why am I even taking trades? I don't need to do this. Josh, I caught the short last night. It was a great short on the futures. We passed an account there. What am I doing? I gotta chill. Less is more. And you find that, especially on days like this, Fridays, often the end of the week, some shenanigans afoot as the kind of end of the week settles, or maybe the end of the month, and there's some window dressing, or just after a large move. After a large move, you're going to see the same kind of thing where there's just less decisive follow through price action and more consolidation. So you don't need to force trades on days like this. And that's I think a great way to start looking at Fridays, especially if you happen to have a tendency to maybe overtrade a little bit,
Yeah, I think I've just noticed throughout the years too, a lot of the time, for whatever reason, Fridays aren't good for traders. Now that I've had stretches where I love Fridays, right? Where it's like, it's just, there's been great activity. I'd say, throughout the years though, generally not my favorite day, maybe my least favorite day and least traded day, but still, just knowing that, hey, the main thing for me, if I've had a great week or even a good week, why would I even want to chance too much of it on a Friday and just carry that momentum, so to speak, over into the next week? And to me, that's generally the best way to do that. So it's just one of those things where you have to start practicing that, just mentally, each week. Joe, Smoke Tuna, Pops Mafia, how we doing? Tyler, Smoke Tuna, no battles today. Just the recap of us, a little. These two gentlemen talking stocks and how the week went. Slower week in earnings coming up next week. We'll talk about that. But we did have a pretty darn big one this week overall with Micron, and had some fun movement on it. So we'll talk about that again moving forward. We have some big also coming up. I know we have next week another 4-day week, so we'll mention that. Also, we'll do the, and I was saying this because Carla was like, man, take take next Friday off. We'll probably do the lunch recap, and we'll do something like kind of like Juneteenth, and we'll really say, hey, let's have something to pull traders over, whether it's it's the another which today, bring your own charts over. If they want to do that, we can really have a lot more. And I wouldn't mind even doing that each week, to bring your own charts, but maybe something that we can tie in to do like a July 4th sale. We'll talk about that on Monday. We have a meeting on Monday, Mr. Steve-O. And back to that, Steve did kind of tease it. 2 Fridays from now.
Yeah.
We'll be looking to start all day Friday streams, headed by Steve here and Alejandra. We'll just carry that stream like we do all day long, where they go live in the morning up until around at least, 11 a.m. Eastern. It'll be just like Money Mitch and Nos and myself, Steve, like the normal Monday through Thursday. These guys will lead it, then take the break. Then me and Steve will come back for the recap on Friday and keep that stream going to a power hour. And then Mr. Steve is going to start his webinars again. So we'll have a nice action-packed full Friday. And one of those things where a lot of people don't stream on Friday, and we'll have a full Friday for you. They'll have a psychological kind of lessons segment for you guys also in the morning. These two will have for you. So you have traders in the morning, trading futures, trading shares, a lesson about stocks and their psychological side of things. Then we'll take a break, have scanners up for you, and then have the lunch recap, bring your own charts, another little bit of a break. Then Steve's back for a webinar. Those Friday streams are going to be pretty sexy, I'm thinking.
I just scalped. I'm sorry. I know we're talking about not trading, but I did just take a little 10-point scalp on SPY short there. But yes, absolutely. And Josh, I was thinking we could inaugurate this. I mean, I know it's a couple weeks away, but I wanted to start polling the audience. We got a nice crowd now. So what do you guys want to see? Because I've been batting around a few ideas for my first, new webinar. So Josh, I also want your opinion, of course. The first one is keeping it simple. It's the back to the basics and the fundamentals. What do I have on my screen? What are the essential indicators that I feel really give me a strong edge that I would not want to trade without? Because I think over time, new traders, they tend to amass lots of indicators, more and more and more lines. And Josh, when I look at your screens, you got maybe a couple on there. You really don't have too much. It's mostly for it's like a notebook. It's for your doodles. It's for your drawings, your art, That's what changes and what you can kind of logic out and work out, while you're, throughout a day. But you don't need too many indicators. And I'm the same way, maybe a little more lenient on that, reliant on them. I'm a numbers guy, Josh. But even then, it's easy to go overboard. So I think less is more, and knowing just a few to focus on can be really useful. So that's topic number one. That's the bachelor behind door number one. The second option is straight to the point. How do you pass a damn challenge account? What are the actual strategies that you can use that are actionable? And we can just jump into for example, what we'll run through how I passed the one last night. Of course, a big part of that is waiting for the right opportunity. I was sitting on that account waiting for a trend day overnight, where I was just sitting here going, man, if we get a big move, if I'm projecting a big move, if at the end of the regular trading day, I look at the chart and go, man, wow, it looks like we're set up for more blood overnight or a big move overnight. Well, that's what that's for. And then you can not one shot kill. You see all those videos on YouTube, like how to pass your trading account in one trade. No, we don't do that here. We're about consistency. But how do you take one trend and chop that into a bunch of little consistent profitable trades? So you're not going over that consistency rule. You're not going to have to be struggling. Nice flush here. Glad I'm holding the short runner there. Beautiful. I think we do have some room. I'm going to trim just because that's a big candle.
Ding dong. He says I'm trimming.
Well, I've told you guys I'm good friends with a bond trader. She's very good at what she does. She's just a baller in all aspects of life, and she told me, not once, not twice, many times, de-risking, it's sexy. The women, they love it when you de-risk. They love it when you lock it in,
So that's why you're doing it, because a woman told you to do it, and you got to trade. You're attracted to this lady out here, huh? Your girlfriend told you this, didn't she?
I'm like, I got to pick what I say very carefully. I'm attracted to her success, and she's a longtime friend.
Okay.
Who makes a lot of money in the markets doing what you would think is the most boring thing. It always makes me laugh because she always just talks about her day like, oh, yeah, we had to do this or that, and it was a little stressful. I had to, and then she'll mention the size of the numbers that she's trading, and it's like
bonkers.
All right. Crazy. Yeah, it's okay if your thing moves 0.01% a day if you're leveraged like Bill Hwang, So interesting to see the different side to things on the bond market. Also interesting, just noting that she's been working hard this week. So I don't know what that means for the bond market, but I'm going to start watching.
Working hard for money. She's working hard for money. There you go. All right, I like it though. She's working hard for it. Hey.
Josh, what was I talking about, though? I was talking about something. Those are the two topics. I do have one more, and that is going to be just re-diving into the anatomy of a trading range. So using Fibonacci's, using ICT or smart money concepts to identify different types of price behavior on different areas of a range, how price likes to transact through these price points in these areas of the range, and why that happens, So it's going to be really interesting. I kind of think of it like those books when you were a kid. Oh, I'm going to have to trim more shorts soon. Those books when you were a kid where they were showing the different stuff in different fossil layers in the soil or something, like the cross section. It's like that. You get to. It's like okay, this is like deep resting support. This is like where all the bones are, you know? And this is where you're either going to catch here or you're just going to drill straight down. There's softer sedimentary levels in the middle. And they're all, you know, so it's like it's like a dirt sandwich, Josh, you know?
Dirt sandwich. What are we talking about over here? I know it.
All right, I'll bring it home. What we're talking about is the 3 choices. Do you guys want indicators? What's on my screen? Do you want right to the brass tacks? How do I pass a trading account, a challenge account? Or do you want the anatomy of a trading range?
They want them all, Steve. They want them all, and they're
going to get them all. Okay, they're going to get them all. But what do you want first?
I do see a ghostly head and shoulders, and what I call a ghostly head and shoulders, it's kind of leaned sideways a little bit. So if you look at SPY right now, I do see shoulder number 2 forming. It's still, again, if you kind of just turn your head, it looks like a head and shoulders, but it's just on a tilt side. So I call those ghostly because it's kind of coming at you like this.
Yeah, it's a little bit spooky.
Yeah, a little bit. And yeah, I do. Yeah, shorts looking good here. Shorts looking good. So you guys in the short sauce here. Steve's in the money looking good.
So I can share my. So Josh, where I'm at right now is I'm digging through. My computer kind of exploded here. Some Claude command went insane, and I'm going through something that's clogging up all of my CPU. I can open what I have right now, which is my futures chart. When I try to open everything else, I start losing programs. So eventually this will get solved, but it is kind of a slog here. Apologies.
If you want to share your screen, I just was just like yapping it up sometimes on a Friday, just because it is a little week recap. You know, just kind of recapping some things. It's not always. Because I mean, and to me, it is just chart. You know, it's just always looking at stocks. So it's just good every once in a while just to relax. You know, we don't always have to be looking at stocks and looking at the charts. Take a little breather and just kind of chat. You know, like, hey, here's what. And then I did want to bring that up again. What we have coming forward. So next Friday, most likely a week from now, guys. It's off. It's off. We're off. The market is closed in observance of July 4th, which is next Saturday, our 250th anniversary as a country. So, not that matters much, really. Just it's regardless, we're off, but it is our 250th anniversary.
Come on, where's your patriotism, Josh? It matters for reasons. I mean,
for us, because here's why. Here at Trade the Pool, we're looking at doing a badass giveaway. So at 200, we're trying to figure out what we want to do. $250,000 worth of evaluation giveaways on maybe Friday. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have a meeting on Monday, but we'll have a week recap next week. So, guys, I want you to come over here. We'll tease it all week, especially the fact that we'll do something a little special. Next Friday night, we're off. We're not going to do a Friday night live. We'll take that night off. There are people probably going to be traveling anyway or wanting to enjoy the 4th or maybe some firework festival or something the night before even. But now then 2 weeks from today, that's when we, like we said, Steve and Alejandro will front a morning stream for you guys. Then we'll have the lunch recap, week recap, and then Steve will have webinars. So it'll be a full action-packed Friday 2 weeks from now. And smash the like button. Maybe we'll start doing that on Fridays. You know, we'll say if we get to 25 likes, I'll do a 5K eval. 50 likes, a 25K eval. How about we do, you know, we could maybe start, you know, we gotta tease them. We gotta say, hey, Steve, Joe, Tack, Nigel, Michael. We got 2 Michaels in chat today. You guys want to come over? Oh, that's McCall. Maybe McCall Millar. And by the way, Michael from yesterday that joined us randomly and didn't mean to on the call-in show for a second time actually, had signed up for my live stream. He did. He already signed up for the live stream, so he'll be rocking and rolling come next week with me.
Good stuff. Yeah. Really quick, Josh, I did just exit my my short. I'm out of there on that wick. That was a nice little move down. I'm going to wait for it to settle just a little bit, but that was a nice little 20-point, 10-point move on ES. Not too bad.
Let's see. They lost last night too, right? So Scott, I don't think they're moving on. I can't remember. Are they? They had to have some help there. They still can get in. They needed some help here. Tack. I'm talking about the World Cup. I think they lost last night. Right?
Wait, who are we talking?
Scotland, because he just said, glad to know my Scottish forefathers represent how they, anyway, so that's so funny. Yeah, they definitely been drinking it up in Boston for sure.
It's been really great watching all of these fans just discover how great America is, and we get to rediscover along with them, you know, all these different cities and all this different, you know, all these different cultures and heritages all coming together and just showing what they got. And I think like a lot of these cities, they're just, they needed a little bit of revitalization for everybody to remember how great they were, you know? Not that they weren't great, but just having them be so vibrant and full of people, seeing Boston so crowded, seeing Dallas, or is it Dallas or Austin? I forget, wherever.
Dallas had one. Yeah. Dallas had them. LA had it. Seattle had a match for the USA.
Atlanta.
Yeah, and Kansas City, I think, had a match
Kansas
too as
City.
well, because they had. I think that's anyway. I think that's maybe where Argentina Lionel Messi was at. I wish I
Yeah.
would have planned more into that this year. To be honest, because yeah, it's a once in a lifetime moment. Probably they may. I'm sure at some point how well this one went. We'll host another World Cup. Hopefully another 20 years. But yeah, at my age now, I wish I would have definitely taken advantage of it and went this year to one of the matches to say, hey, I saw this person at this, or this just went to a World Cup match, which would be super cool. But yeah, it's definitely fun to see it, and all the cities. And that's the thing too, which I've known in sports for all the years that I have. These events, like going back to like college football and these bowl games. Well, those bowl games bring so much. Like you got to think about like having a bowl game on a Saturday. And I don't know why they don't always try to have them, at least the bigger ones, on a Friday or Saturday night. And I think now they've kind of gotten back to that, because imagine how much money that brings into that city. Bringing in an extra 70, 80,000 people that, well, most likely, because I doubt there's going to be random fans from that city in that town going there. There might be, but very few. So yeah, that's a lot of money for those hotels. You got to think about just the economy boost there and now the World Cup, same thing, right? So however many people are then coming to these matches, and then because it's not only the McDonald's or the Wendy's or the Starbuckses or your restaurants. You got to think about people buying clothes and whatever, they're out shopping, or they're just spending money. Especially World Cup people, that's people with probably a lot of money. Or even back to obviously the Super Bowls or the big bowl games, and those Alabama fans and Ohio State fans, they got money, and so they're just dropping thousands left and right.
It's a great point to think about this. I mean, we are, we're a stock trading podcast. So, podcast, I guess today we are. Also looking to add one more short here. There we go. All right. Now I'm in good size here, just moving up off the moving average there. So what my friend loves doing is he always has a yearly Super Bowl pick. What stock is going to move the most off of the Super Bowl ads? And I always think it's just an interesting kind of yearly check-in, and because it's just one of the biggest consumer events ever. It's like the Super Bowl for consumer commercial. It's for commercials as well as for football. So what you can kind of think of this as is almost like that, but it's going to be delayed, of course, because we're not caring about the commercials so much as what companies may profit the most from this kind of influx in just basically all these cities came to life for 1 month, and that could be lead to a significant little uptick in the quarterly report. So I'm going to start thinking about that. I'm also going to take one of my ads on the short off as it continues to work. And
yeah,
I was going
to say you might want to hold out, like when you got out of like, man, this looks like it's hitting 733. Honestly, we'll see if we get below 733, 90, 80 here, which we're already kind of testing. I definitely think this play keeps going down for you, sexy man.
Thank you, sir. What are you talking about? What are you watching? Qs or SPY?
Just SPY.
733.68. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like, I've been watching SPX and ES levels because I've been trading futures and watching my heat map. So I'm like, don't add more numbers here. My friend was doing this to me too. He's only trading SPY and others only trading Qs, and they're all giving me targets. I'm like, I'm just going to keep looking at my lines. But yeah, I like it. I'm still in 2 micros. Trust in the plan. But yeah, when I can't stare at every candle, gotta be responsible. Boring responsibility.
I like it. Boring responsibility. Okay.
So let's get to some comments here. Buy beer shares for the World Cup. What do we buy? Bush or no? I'm sorry. Bud. Bud's the ticker. That's a good one. We could look at that. Who else? What else are we going to be buying? I don't know. I mean, just food. Ubers, maybe. I don't know. Hotels. Duh. What am I talking about? Hilton, Marriott, those are the ones that we should be looking at probably.
100.
Yeah, what am I saying? I'm like trying to think way too hard. Airbnb, perhaps. That's another one. That moves like a tech stock sometimes too, so that can be fun.
So I'm trying to get my TTP pulled up, and I'll get my charts pulled up here in just a second. I'm trying to get this login over onto the web. Anyway, because I got multiple accounts that I'm trying to pull up here, and anyway, I'm like looking at this, like, is this not right? I thought I had it in there right.
It's a little 10-point yeehaw candle here. That's a wake up stick. All right, be careful if you're in short still. Going to keep an eye on the 21 moving average there. Yeah, AB&B, like Talk said, Delta Airlines as well. Yeah, all the travel stocks for sure. And wow, look at that candle. That's a 10-point candle, ain't it?
What are we watching? What are you
Oh,
watching?
just SPY. I'm just looking at SPX, just ripping 10 points out of nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Because hey, why not?
Is,
Why not?
is that what you typically trade?
So I refer heavily to SPX levels because that's where the gamma pins are much more effective than on SPY. So basically, those are like my anchor points, and I think in SPX levels. Also, just I think they're the correct levels that the market actually follows. Maybe that's dogmatic and crazy, but I just like when key levels are almost always like 7424 or something on ES, but they're 7400 on SPX. It makes you feel better about it. It's a little psychological thing for sure, but that's what I think about that.
Yeah, I didn't know if you. I always am looking at SPY. That's like my go-to. I mean, that's the thing. What are you looking at? You looking at SPX? You looking at Qs?
Well, the real answer, Josh, is I look at them all. It's just hard to keep track of. But what I'm building is actually on my SPX heat map. I want to build another strip for SPY and another strip for Qs as well, so you can see all three at once and just have more confluence. Because often the real answer is they all have levels of interest, levels of note, which are going to be liquidity magnets, or basically either they act as magnets that the price go to, or if the price goes through them, they act as a module parts hurtling down. So because these levels can be different depending on all these different factors, you can essentially see the interplay. Like maybe SPY will catch on one of its big nodes and it will run until Qs hit one of their big nodes, and then price will stabilize at an SPX major level, something like that. And it can just kind of provide this interplay, which explains a lot of the intraday hedging, the market makers controlling the flow of this via them having to hedge large speculative options purchases. So that's a doorbell. What's up?
I just love doing that to people. I just love. I feel like it's just like that's the Johnny Knoxville coming out in me. Like Steve's gonna go, okay, who's here?
Ding dong ditching us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's too funny.
So when you did that as a kid, there's no way you didn't go up and knock on people's doors and then run away and see, or go run around the corner and see them come out. The one thing I didn't do that the bad kids would do would be like get a pile of dog shit and then light it on.
No.
You do something like that, and then they got to stomp it out.
That is like a way too devious of a crime for a kid to commit, because it's not just vandalism. You're like, it's so personal. You're forcing them to step in it right on their own doorstep. The disrespect is insane. So no, I was more. Wow, I was like, should I even say this? We like firecrackers, fireworks.
Okay,
lighting things on fire in general. No, I was not an arsonist, but we had we grew up.
I mean, he don't just come out and say that without saying, okay, there was a couple of times where
like I'm doing the math, like, is the statute of limitations passed? Okay, all right. I can talk about this story. I'm kidding. No, but we did grow up next to a giant abandoned school that just had a giant tarmac flat top. So it was pretty easy to do like firecrackers without. It was irresponsible, but it wasn't irresponsible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as kids in the 90s go.
Yeah, just one of the things you did. I mean, firecrackers. I mean, that was one of the things I loved. I mean, getting those old school M90s or whatever, those little red guys that would just explode really loud, and you'd get like your action figures that you didn't really care much about, and go, oh, I want to see how much I can blow this one up, so to speak. That was fun. And yeah, I was right there with you as a kid. I'll never forget me and my buddy talking about, somewhat of that pyromaniac-y, right? As a kid, you want to play with fire or just fire's cool. Fireworks were cool. I'm right there with you. The whole, the firecrackers, those were fun to scare people with. But then the fire, man, as a kid, me and my buddy down the street, Jeff, we always were, if we had fireworks, we were gonna have fun. And then, of course, when those ran out, we were starting fires all the time. I say, literally, yes. So, and not like bad, like we just would like find a place to start a fire, right? That we felt was safe. Well, one time, Jeff was a Boy Scout, so he's at least got a little bit of a, hey, Josh, we need to do this. And so one time, we're getting our rocks and trying to make an outdoor fire, and it's like summer though, right? So everything's really dry. Well, we make a fire, and I mean, we get it out of control, and we literally are in the middle of the woods, middle of the summer. We make it too big to where we can't we can't get it out. We're like, we both look at each other and do one of these, like, we don't know what, we get right on our bikes, immediately head back to our house. Yes, we're like, we're out of here. We're out of here. No, well, here's the thing. Because here's what. So what? The next few hours, you're just waiting for like ambulance or fire. You're just waiting for the sirens.
Oh
I mean,
goodness.
it was a nervous. Like as a kid, that was probably one of the most nervous like wrecks I was in as a kid. Of like, oh my god, something's about to happen, and I'm gonna get in so much trouble. And then in the end,
Yeah.
whenever me and Jeff the next day went out there and looked, and it just kind of made a bit. Obviously it burnt, made a nice little spot of where you could tell the fire was, but didn't get. Didn't nothing happened in the end. We were both just like. Man, we were both like, "Whoo!" Like we thought that one was
you
going
are
to be
responsible for like one of the biggest forest fires. I was like, please don't be a big one. No, okay. Now I feel better. I can share some of my stories. So let's see. We were big fans of those cans of Axe. Those are very flammable.
Oh, yeah.
Do not try this at home, please, guys. It's
Well, that's any kid, a bug spray or whatever had a flammable. You just lighter. Woof, oh my God! Did you see how much flame there?
yeah, not a role model material there. What I was thinking of though is the same kind of like ticking time bomb of like how you were feeling like, oh, please don't come back and please don't have a cop show up at my door. I remember breaking a window playing baseball and just being like, they know exactly who plays baseball here every single day. They're gonna start knocking on doors. I was playing the detective already. I was like, I'm so cooked. I'm just gonna own this. So I was a goody two shoes, I guess. And I think they were shocked that I admitted it because they definitely were not going to do the detective work that I was imagining. I was like, they've got my social security number. They know my parents' maiden name. It's like
that's hilarious.
So I don't know.
One last little fun kid story for myself, and we'll get back more to stocks and charts. And of course, I still have a chart of the week. We'll go back to charts of the week and one of my favorite charts. And again, just what I'm looking for in trading. And again, share your charts. We have the Discord out there. Joe, if you're around, share that in the background. If you're listening, Joe, wouldn't mind having that shared on the live stream, so traders can go over to the Discord. They can join our Discord, and they can post some pictures as well, which I'm waiting to see if some pictures come through. But as a kid. I think it was maybe I think it was my last year. So I went to, it's called Our Lady of Good Counsel. It's a Catholic school. I think I was in 6th grade. I'm pretty sure it was my last year. So not that this had anything to do with it, because I never forget.
Hey, Josh, I'm so sorry. I got to interrupt. Just letting people know that I think the short is going to start accelerating here. It ran us pretty good there. I had to not look and just put my stop over the previous high. It's starting to look a lot better now. If it breaks the previous low, we're essentially rejecting off of we reached up all the way to the daily 50 moving average. I can share my screen as well. It should be sharing now.
I have the trend line. I think this trend line's huge. We just bounced off the trend line. That's where that bounce came in at. It was right around that mark I talked about, that 33.85, 33.90 mark. Now it's at 34. So if we hold this uptrend channel, I think she still has a higher low pattern within her. But if she does crack that, that's where I think your short NATO starts to NATO it out into Sharknado.
It's fair. And you know what? It's like this rising wedge. It could play out, but it could just need one more bounce off your uptrend line there. It could reach all the way back up. It's Friday. So yeah, we can't assume that it's going to reject, but just noting weakness at this key level. I always say, I don't know what's going to happen. I never know what's going to happen, but I know where it's going to happen.
Right.
Something's going to happen here. It's like, I'm like a psychic. I'm like, something happened here.
Right. Right. Hey, Steve, right there. Just
right there. Yep.
Joshua with all those Catholic girls. No, I did like saying, hey, I was a stud. Y'all stud muffin. Come on, Mr. Outgoing over here. I'm just kidding. I was definitely a Dorcas at the time with a buzz cut. I think, at the time I went with the stupid bowl cut. And neither one of them were very attractive look for me. I think the skater buzz cut wasn't as bad, but the skater bowl cut wasn't as bad, but the buzz cut, yeah, you'll never see this noggin unless I'm just bald. But I got into...
You could rock a buzz cut, dude, honestly. I think you could rock that. The bowl cut, that's tough. The bowl cut seems tough on you because you're like, well, do you know there's this rapper, I forget his name, but he looks like Prince Charming from Shrek. He's got like the wickedest bowl cut and he's like 5'3", but he's got the sturdiest jaw. He could like straight frame mog anybody.
I think that's the guy that just passed, I think, unfortunately, the helicopter.
No, not Oliver Tree. I know Oliver Tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy's got a crazy bowl cut. Yeah.
Rip Oliver Tree. That was extra messed up because he loved messing with people so much that I didn't know it was real for like 2 days.
Yeah, and the way it happened and how it happened, you were like, for real? Yeah, so that was, just sturdy jaw guy. Yeah, tech, like, hey, we gotta have those sturdy jaws, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have that jawline. You know. All right, let's get real quickly, though. So I got into Winston cigarette. My dad was, I don't know why I thought this was cool smoking cigarettes. I know I hate cigarettes. But 6th grade, that was the thing. Whatever it was, I'll never forget taking some from at the time. Because then I think another thing too, my dad started realizing that his cigarettes are starting to go missing, and I had this little stretch of smoking cigarettes like in 6th grade, just hilarious. So anyway, whatever day I decided I think it's cool to take some to school, and I took some to school. And during I think it was recess, we went into the boys' bathroom and smoked, and we smoked. We didn't think we got caught until it was later on in the day. Like I think it was right at the end of school, and there's like the little aftercare program they have for waiting for the kid, their parents to come pick them up. I forgot when. I can't remember the timing of it all. Whenever we going to smoke. Didn't think it was caught at all. Then at the end of the day, we get pulled aside. Never forget, it was in the cafeteria getting pulled aside. And maybe that's what the thing. It was earlier in the day, a recess, and maybe it was right after that. Maybe we went back in, and I just remember we were in the cafeteria when we all were caught. Like the 3 or 4 people that were like, "Hey, we got tattletaled on, right?" And I'm like, "Mo," and they want to check our backpacks, and I know that I'm the one that brought them. And that one of them, like there were guts. There was one like broke open, and they were like the tobacco had come out of it, right? And so I was like, I'm effed. I'm done. Like I say I'm done, but I'm gonna be caught. Long story short, in the end, blah, 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 all good. I'm like, oh, we're good. We're good.
That was it.
What? As soon as I got my backpack back, I go up in there. There's nothing. The only thing I can think of other than this right here, which we got to go back to this, and I had this ready to go. Maybe thank God he came down, and my guardian angel Jerry came down and said, "Oh, I got to clean this up for Josh." Or the old lunch lady helped me out, because my lunch lady, her name is Terry. She's now married to my Uncle Mike. She's now Auntie Terry. And back in the day, I'll never forget going in line, getting food one day, and she said, "Hey, Josh." Didn't really know her. She didn't really talk much, and I never really got food. It was only like chicken nugget day. There's only certain days I ate. Most days I bring my own lunch, so I don't go through the line that often and see the lunch ladies. But I'll never forget this one day I did, and old Terry, the lunch lady, knew exactly what I had for dinner the night before. And then we went back to the table and started eating. All my friends were like, "How did she know?" I was freaked out. I was like, "She might be an angel. I don't know, man. Like I don't know." Like, long story short, now that's Terry, my aunt. So the only thing I think was that she heard that I was in trouble, being with my uncle all the way back then. Was like, "Oh shit, Josh is gonna get in trouble." Went in there, took everything out for me. So there's only two. It's either an angel or Aunt Terry did it for me and had my back. Thank God, because that was like the fun. Because as a kid, you don't know. I didn't know that. I'm thinking literally God and angel. Someone came down. I'm like, I can't believe this. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
That's a good one. Shout outs Terry, the real one, for sure.
Yeah. She always had my back, and still this day I love her to death. So that's all.
Yeah, as Samid's mentioning, your trend line is getting violated. It's getting pressed.
Here we go. The trend line.
I did just trim, just in case we do the wick down and rip, But I think lower we go as well. I got 4 micros on, and I want blood. I'm looking at 7,420 and 7,400 is my 2 big take profit levels if we do get a nice flush.
Yeah, and even at the 5, you can kind of push it up a little bit. I like getting in with the bodies of the candles here when I put my trend line in. I want to get up in there tight. I don't really care about wicks. Why? Because when we confirm outside, that's when we get that continuation on down here. She's looking pretty good, though. Yeah, got the trend line crack, got the confirmation, and even a higher time frame in the 5. And again, there's this little shoulder, there's the head, and that's the second shoulder, I think, starting to form. And that's why I feel like this play is really going to find its way back down to this midline overall, where we have the bottom, then the mid, and now we're kind of got the top. This is kind of the middle area, in my opinion. Nice little move.
I'm not dirty shoulder lean. I see what you're talking about. What do you call them again? The ghostly, the spookies?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the ghostly head and shoulders. Yeah.
Okay, totally. It took me a second, and I'm like, oh.
He's broke. He got that broke back. Walk like this. That's what it kind of looks like.
The Bernie.
Yeah. Exactly.
I can see it. Okay, all right. I'm starting to pick up what you're putting down there.
Oh, love it. Hey, it's like the sandwiches. There's sandwich. I got all my different goofy sayings. So there's nothing better than banging a while. Oh my gosh, look at Hami. What are you talking about? What is Hami? What are you talking? I'm literally reading that like Ron Burgundy over here.
Josh, you and me, we both have this tendency to start reading comments before we finish reading comments. And then we're like, wait, no, not that one.
Like, hold on a sec here. Hey now. Yeah, sandwiches are great. Sandwiches are great.
About to hit you with the earmuffs here.
Yeah, right.
Let's see.
Misty's in chat. Misty's been coming around more. She's again. Thank you, Misty, and all you guys over from Trader TV finding us, and of course, then our streams come on sometimes where they promote our streams or they're suggested. So I'll come back for story time later. I'm going to catch the markets news on Trader. I love it. Yeah, right.
We're big show.
Yeah, that's definitely. And to me, small caps today. I want to go over that real quickly. My play of the day It's S dot. This one ran a couple of weeks ago. Speaking of another S play, right? Spy to S dot. What are you doing, S dot? Come on up for me. Why are you not coming in? Yeah, cool. Whatever. Nice move today overall. Old resistance becoming new support. This is what I trade all day, every day. So this is beautiful. Whether I'm trading the bottom support area and you can find some old resistance becoming new support, then we'll find another reversal area becoming another support mark. And the thing you're also looking for is what are your reversal retracement. So think of today, if your first reversal came 13 all the way down to essentially 1050, 1040. So overall, you got to do math. Well, if you do the math, that comes down to about $1 overall, then $2, and you add about another, 60 cents to it. So you're talking about 2.5 points. Somewhere right around there relatively that you'd like to see old resistance become new support again. So when you see this, what do you want? Well, if it's at 13, you want to go 2.5 points above it. Let's do, some quick math. That takes it to where? 1550 minus 250 equals bounce.
Why are you yelling at me? What did I do?
Oh, I'm not yelling at you. I was yelling at Hamid.
Okay, that's fair. I'm a sensitive flower, Josh. I don't do well under pressure. That's why I'm a trader.
Do you see how perfect this is? 13 down to here, $1.50, area.
Yeah.
Then boom to boom, $1.50. Like this is mad magician type stuff right here. You don't get this all day, every day, but when it does its thing and you wait for it to do the thing, well, then you can do your thing and you can come down here and take your bounce play at 13 and now boom. And again, too, imagine if you take it off this area. So you put orders in starting at 13, maybe down to 1280. You're never really red. You're essentially even at worst in this trade before it goes fully green for you. That's why I like trading these setups, these bounce plays, these, as you would call them, these Josh bounces. If I can get in trades and I can sit back and wait for the trade to come to me, first off, and then secondly, when I do that more often than not, it's like this, to where I'm never really even red, and it's mostly green for the whole trade. So I had to bring
those are the best, aren't they?
Do what?
Gosh, those are just the best. When you start out green, you never look back.
Yeah.
That was how it was last night. Just trading that short. Oh my goodness gracious! It was just cash money. I just entered. It was so lucky too, because I just happened to say I feel like I should open the futures chart. I feel like I should take a peek, right? Like 30 minutes after it opened, and it had been pumping for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it just became the most beautiful entry for this wicked short. It was around 29,800 on NQ, which I believe, let me pull that up on Spot or on QQQ. It was somewhere around 720, if I recall.
Ooh, okay.
And yeah, I caught a 500-point move on NQ. I was like, holy moly. And I just got in and I was like, oh, I'm up $100.
Wow.
Okay, let it cook. Stop at break even, let it cook. I looked 10 minutes later, oh, I'm up $400. Oh my goodness. And halfway down, I passed one account and I had to open up another. I was like, what am I going to do?
That is beautiful.
So, it doesn't always work that well, but when it does, you got to lock in. So that's what I did last night instead of watching The Fifth Element. But it's on my list again for this weekend. I know you didn't even bring it up. You're done with me. You're not even mad. You're just disappointed. And
it's over at this point. It just is what it is anymore. So I'm done giving you a hard time. It's just I'll have to find something else to give you a hard time about. I guess at this point, because you're not watching it. You've given up. I think on it as well, and. You've heard, it's almost like the movie as much as we've talked about it. It's like you feel like you've watched it, but you haven't. You're like, we've talked about it so much. You're like, someone would be like a couple of months from now, like say we stopped talking about it, like it's October. Have you seen The Fifth Element? You'd be like, yeah, oh
yeah, wait.
I was supposed to get. I mean, pretty much. I know Chris Tucker's in it. Yeah. I know all the people in it. Gary Oldman's in it. He's supposed to be a badass. Pretty funny character.
We got the hair. It's a whole thing. Yeah, costume department went ham. I got the bullet points,
Yeah, exactly.
But it's funny. Yeah, I have had false memories implanted in my head where I'm like, yeah, I've done like if a story gets told in your friend group enough times that you're like, somebody starts saying it and you just start instinctively remembering it and you're like, yeah, I was there. I remember that. You're like, I wasn't even there. Maybe my whole life is a lie. Maybe we're all Boltzmann brains in jars. Maybe nothing's real, Josh. And then I have an existential crisis and. I have to stop trading for a week, but but what were we talking about? I'm sitting here waiting for the short to break down.
Yeah, charts of the day. Chart. I know earlier my Market Lounge was asking about chart. He says MU long. He was asking about what's the ticker for the rest of the day. For me, ticker for the rest of the day is S dot. For you, he says MU long, and that did start pretty nicely here. I know just going back to trends, I just immediately laser these in with my eyes, but. If you want them in, we'll put them in. So right off the bat here, from pre-market onward, I can see a beautiful uptrend channel. And this higher low pattern obviously continuing. This is when we start the lunch recap, week recap, and he's liking it. Market Lounge is liking it for the rest of the move up, and then bam, right after, it's right around when he was alerting that. Now we have what? Cracked the trend line, and then we go to higher time frames, crack the trend, we candlestick confirm. What do? We typically a lot of the time continue on down. Like Steven said, I think it was on Wednesday, our lunch recap that we did. We unfortunately aren't getting a lot of that continuation. We're short's going to come in. Yep, here we go, and then boom, like SPY could maybe do that, where we crack a trend, go down a little bit, but then boom, we're right back on up, right back up through the trend line, and we're rushing. We haven't been very technically sound, as I call it, like even what you were saying, Steve, where you crack one support area and you should go down to the next one, or break one resistance, go to the next. No, you crack support, barely go down, or wick down to that support as fast as you can blink an eye, then you're right back up to where you cracked from. You're going like, oh, God, it couldn't take profit. What the fuck? What was that? And you're just, and so that's why a lot of the time I'm going with bounce plays, at least here more recently for myself, or for the large or small caps. You can take these breakouts, like halt plays. I think Michael was actually, or whoever it was, Michael was talking about that yesterday on the call-in show. Those halts, and then you get free money, as they call it. We've seen this on the recaps or whatever. We've taken trades, and I know you've seen the halt plays I've been in, to where you gap up 50, 30, 50, whatever. There's free money. You didn't have to watch it go from 2 to 250. It gapped up there, and it's essentially it's free money. Haven't been getting that to be as consistent. So MU, not bad. Had the W shape. Pretty much came back up to that top neckline, and we have now are really reversing back on down. So just going back over to MU. Large cap.
Things VWAP right here, by the way, on MU. So now or never, and we're seeing this across the market. Like if we don't catch real soon, it's starting to look like we might start reaching to the south side. We do have lots of liquidity stacked up below us too, so we can reach for it, but it could also lead to some wild bounces and about 10 to 15 points down, maybe down to 30.
Go ahead.
Sorry, SPX. I'm a boring futures trader today. That's my ticker for the day. But NVIDIA, he was talking potentially selling puts, and that's interesting to me. I'm not sure if I'm ready to buy leaps, but I like selling puts. It seems good.
Yeah, it's a little slower today, but I just say overall, just like what I'm essentially when I look at this chart, I feel NVDA is going to come down for more, and that's just me. You can just see here, boop, boop. There's that higher low pattern with the higher low pattern right through here, right low, 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 and each node has a higher high. But when that higher high stops, right, because every time there's the low, there's a new high. There's a low, there's a new high. So we have that higher low pattern, new low, sweet, but that new low is higher than the last one. But the higher high stops, and when that stops, and we form that ghostly head and shoulders, as I call it. This would be more of a ghostly witch head and shoulders. Witchy head and shoulders to me are the ones that are real pointy, like a witch hat, right? In the end, kind of real witchy looking, and that a lot of the time, and then boom, here we go. I think this continues down, in my opinion. I think we head back down to the 170s, 160s. That's my projection and my prediction. But in my projected area, my prediction of what I feel NVDA does, we come down and we continue to crack in this downtrend.
I understand what you're saying. Let me show you my chart real quick, and I'll show you what I'm saying.
Show me. You haven't showed me anything today. I'm kind of been sad. Usually you show me the goods. You reflect over there.
I'm kind of sad too. I wish I could show you my processes window. Every 2 seconds, a bash.exe just pops up, and I'm whack-a-moling them down, and I do not understand what is causing this. It's something Claude is doing that I need to get it to stop doing. Some automated processes going ham. Anyways, back to interesting things. I'm assuming why Talk is looking for this is because, well, NVIDIA is almost at its 200-day, that 190 level. This has always been my line in the sand. I think it's been a lot of people's lines in the sand. Always sad when I have to move a fib because the range was violated. But it is what it is. We still have basically, we're finally at a discount here. We're under the 50% fib. We are close to this 200-day. What I want to see is a buyer stepping in at 190 proper. 190 proper is where the big base starts on the volume. It's where we have a breakaway gap, a clean breakaway gap here where we started surging. And that is where I think we can just kind of buy a little starter, see how it goes. Worst case, it comes down to 180, 178. I'd be a big buyer there.
190 proper sounds like a place in like in New York, kind of like by the pier somewhere. It's like a cool bar, hangout place. Come over to 190 proper. That sounds pretty cool. I kind of like it.
Actually, it does. Yeah, I should steal that. That's going to be what I call my Discord now.
Steal it. You came up with it. You got it. That's yours. I got it.
Fair enough. We are just we're just not. I'm just lazy and
From the
want
Discord.
to move now. It probably just needs some time, but we're just hanging out here still, trying to form a higher low. So I think SPY might have juice to run us up to the upside just briefly one more time.
Nigel, hey, we got a chart in chat if you want to show it off, or I can show it off. We got Joe shared a chart, and then we got Nigel here, so we got a couple coming in at the end. I love it.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah. So do you want to show it, or you got the Discord pulled up, or you want me to show it? I got it pulled up already if you want me to.
If you got it pulled up already, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and I can chime in.
I've got it pulled up already. I got to pull my big boy britches up today, my friend. So we got it pulled up, rocking and rolling there. Let me pull it up a little bit higher. Hold on. There we go. Got it right up about 4 inches above the belly button now. So we're good to go. All right. S. Long looking for trends to break and uptrend to hold here. So we got Joe, Joe coming in hot here. He says, again, I think he was looking for what? Yeah, long, looking for trend breaks essentially. An uptrend to hold. All right, so he's seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Do you see what I see? Where's this first song? Oh my good Lord, look at that right
like
there.
That.
Yeah,
okay,
there we
nice.
go. Yep, nice. Especially with that risk of, hey, if it cracks the trend somewhere through here, then I got to worry about that. And the main thing, this overall wedge break here, this is where we start getting that candlestick confirmation to the top side. And you'll see this a lot of the time, kind of the fake out breakout. Right here we go. Nope, we're faking you out. So a lot of longs get stopped. The big boys like Joe say, if anything, I ain't scared. And also, I will add in on this area back on that downtrend test for what? The real true tappa-roo as we break on through to the other side. And then the cool thing about this, I say cool, the sexy thing about this chart are the exits. Now the entry's good. That's good. She's good. You know, she's good. She's a 7. Yeah. This is a 9.5. This is a 10. This is a Cindy Crawford. This is a Kathy Ireland. This is the top of the line. This is a chef kisses right here, baby. And then coming back down here, you know, I love it right here, exiting and kind of getting in and out and just kind of calling it. I think at that point, it probably seems like Joe where, okay, maybe a little over trading starting to come in. I've got my banger trade. It's Friday. What do I need to worry about getting a trade in anymore? I've made the move. I've gotten about, we'll call it about 11 entry, about 15 exit, 4 points on a Friday. That's more points than I got. You know, even $4 is more than I've got today. So even if you win in 1 share, or 4 shares, I should say, or whatever, you made more money than I did today. I pulled these britches up a little too, huh? But beautiful move right there for Joe. Any thought process for you as well, Steve?
I mean, it's just really clean work here. So he got in when he noticed the price was consolidating in that uptrend line under that blue dotted, you know, either that's VWAP or something similar, you know, some kind of a moving average or whatnot, something to mark trend. You know, we popped above it. We were basing underneath it, getting nice and tight. He recognized that, got in. He went for the momentum. When he got the break, he took it as soon as, I mean, honestly, this is picture perfect where he didn't even wait for it to start coming down even a tiny bit. He literally was selling the strength. I mean, that's what do you call it? Crazy Banana Joe's? That's literally picture perfect. So I know why you showed us this, because it's a very nice trading from you there. I also like that you were looking for the relong on the oh, was that a sell? Okay, I see. So you got out of the, looks like you got out of the runner there, saying it's over when it broke that distribution range on the 1 minute there. Beautiful. Speaking of breaking distribution ranges on the 1 minute, I'm just about to, I was going to say trim my SPY shorts, but man, they're rocking and rolling, or my ES shorts. So I will trim one, but I still think this is very, very weak, and the sell is just starting. Really nice action there.
Ooh, it's just nice, baby. All right, let's go over to Nigel in chat. Any of you guys, that's why the Discord's out there. Please, we want you on the Discord. Tack, we need you on the Discord. Hamid, we need you on the Discord. MU, we know MU where we already know MU's going to 12.5. I mean, 1,500 at this point. All right, put him over there. We got a couple more minutes here left. We'll tease next week as well. We had a great last week here. Coming up to a 4-day week next week, so we'll have to talk about that. And, of course, 250th anniversary for the United States, July 4th next Saturday. We're going to do some sort of special for everyone, all the TTPers out there. Over to Nigel. He took a short here. Got in early on in pre-market. I'm thinking right here what happened was Nigel had to move down. He wanted to get that double top retest thing. And I think right here with the upper shadow forming, it's coming down. He's like, I got to get in now. It's about as good as I can get. Comes up. He's probably getting a little worried right now. Maybe, right? He's in at about the five-ish, about 550 mark. It heads to about 620. And then this right here, I would say, would have been a possible good add-in for you as well, Nigel, or even at the opening bell. Now,
it's just scary though, right?
It is. That is.
Yeah,
that's why.
It takes conviction.
100%. But Nigel held through, and overall, what do we see here? That's one thing I always want to talk about, which we're starting to get back to, and I need to start looking at these and kind of going back over charts on Sundays now, like I used to. When the trends change, I go over charts on Sundays. Only when trends change. I don't do it every Sunday. When I notice trends are changing, I'm like, I got to go back over these charts. Something's different now. This isn't what I've been seeing, and then that's when I can find the trend, and I'm like, oh, here's what's fucking happening. Here's what's happening now. So, hey, it's today. We'll call it F-Bomb Friday. So boom, 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 right? So we have one touch, three touch, or one touch, three touch. Josh, can you count? One touch, two touch, three touch, four. What do we do? Steve, 4 knocks means what? Well, we're usually probably going back through that other side now. And so 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, and we don't have that up top. So we have more touches down here. We keep knocking in a rocking in a what? A rolling on down. So then the trend line crack happens. You get candlestick confirmation through here with more continuation down. We come up, and if I were to put a trend line in, it doesn't quite get to it. But that's your stopwatch. You put that trend line in and go, if it gets back and reclaims that, which it doesn't, pretty much just fails right in this area. And then my man Nigel's really banking. And earlier, just going back and looking at SHPH now, because I do want to look at SHPH and where it's at now versus earlier, and it just got a huge sell-off. So point being, Nigel did really good getting out right here when he did, because right after this, we see some spikes back up into the 5s. And then after that, it finally starts to crack back on down here, just here recently. But still, again, good trade there, Nigel, holding that through. Again, shorting that top in that area. I will say, again, going back to Joe, entry for me, I'm going to go entry for me is, you're not going to like it, but it's okay. We're going to work on them. It's a 4. It's a 5 at best, somewhere in there. Why? Well, where you're getting in at. You go back and look at the chart overall is the main thing. Now, at the time, maybe it looks a little better, but when you go back and look at this, you could have waited for maybe another entry or the trend line crack for maybe short under support. Reversals up top. We know that, again, like Steve said, it's pretty risky there. The thing is, you holding through your trade and getting a good exit. Exit was great in the end, but again, you got to think about your entry. So if your entry wasn't that great, you held for a while to where, again, could have been a 1-to-1 trade. You got in at 550, you took it around 480, 550 went to 620. So almost a 1-to-1 there on the risk-reward ratio. So just remember that moving forward, right? Go, okay, I can't. And then 1-to-1's fine with me. I'm fine with 1-to-1s for traders. They just need to have the manage the risk, right? So making sure moving forward, we don't have a 2-to-1 trade or 1-to-2, right? So you're risking to lose 70 cents only to gain 35 cents in the end, stuff like that.
I like it a lot. And I would have to agree, got to be critical on the entry, just because, like you mentioned, there's also that opportunity cost that comes with being in this early pre-market and getting kind of dragged there. If you're not taking the loss fast, if you're still in that, it means that you can't really put on that exposure in another trade. And you got to be really careful, because, the worst thing that happens is you're in one hole and then you get in something else and you're a little tilted maybe, and it starts going against you. Then you're getting yanked by 2 different things, and that's no fun. And it's just a nightmare. What I do like, absolutely, that exit, you knew where you should be looking. I'm assuming you were watching at the open and it didn't break those highs, and it gave you the confidence you needed to wait for that crack, that 1, 2, 3 candles, then the 4th, that big red one, sweeping out those bottom wicks, made you feel good on the solid loss of that orange line. I'm not sure what move in that average that is, probably a 20, something like that, maybe a 10, but either way, that is going to be all she wrote, right? If you looked at that by your entry, you didn't wait for that to fail, and I think that was needed for it to really get that follow through.
Yeah, behind you. Okay. VWAP intraday.
VWAP, excellent. There you go. Yeah, VWAP is that's your Bible, right? For these small caps, for me at least.
Good
Awesome.
job. We got one more here. We'll go one more. I don't want to run too long, but that's why I want these more.
I like this.
I love going over these. So we have Joe here. MU short on sell off of semiconductors in market long flip. Okay, of course, yeah. So flip long bounce on the 50 fib on the daily. So right here out of the gate, Joe here with the short, and then taking it looks like, of course. Oh, okay, I see what Joe did here. So go back and read this again. Short on the sell off of the market, but then he flipped long. Bounce on the 50 moving average. So 50 overall, if we go back and zoom out here, the 50 is at 1200. Right?
So at 1200. Okay. This is really clean. I love this is what I call gunslinging here. This is not saying, hey, I'm married to Micron long, I'm married to it short. This is saying, hey, I'm going to carve this bad boy up. You give me a pop to short in the open, yeah, I'll short that bad boy. I'll cover some halfway down. I'll cover some more at the bottom, or maybe that's a buy. I'm not sure. Either way, excellent covers there. You saw the little bottom wicks coming in. You don't know how much it's going to go down. It's Micron. It could V-shape like, you know, I don't know, bat out of hell. How about that? I don't know. I'm like, what do I was like, I can't, me and Josh can't both be dropping F-bombs, you know, so we're like on an FCC broadcast. We get like one per stream. So, yeah, I love either it's a cover at the very bottom there or you're getting long at the very bottom. Probably a cover. And then it looks like you start maybe getting out of the very last of your shorts there, or I'm not sure what you're doing with, but I'm seeing more green arrows than red in that higher low. And you know me with them W's, them higher lows at the low of the day after you wash out on a name that you have high conviction is going higher. I mean, it's gosh darn Micron. It's probably going higher. So I like it. I like it. Those are good probabilities. In terms of the exits, you wait until you get to VWAP. Personally, I'd be trimming into the VWAP, but hey, you're a badass. What can you say? You take some when it starts to lose the flag over the VWAP, so you got a better exit than I would anyway. You're still controlling your risk, and that's all good stuff. Then when it came back in there, it looks like I don't know what you're doing up in there, but hey, probably settling up some positions. Whatever you're doing, you're making money. Okay, I see some comments here. Out of short at 11.47. Excellent. So that was a cover, that last green arrow at the low of the day. And then I like that you waited. You didn't try to catch the exact perfect bottom. You didn't need that, you know? You knew what was happening. You wait for that higher low, the base to form, and then you're ready to rock and roll. I love that. Really good stuff. Also, what is this? I'm squinting. I'm out of frame here. Got long, tried to add in, but
so right here,
out.
Got long through here, got stopped out, and this is where he then added a long again right here in this big green sucker. And rode that all the way up to here, added in, got out again. I think he added in again and got out. I think he was one of those things where he
little green boy.
Right, breaking the downtrend here. I think he's thinking we're going to go up for more, so he gets in and gets out, sees another squeeze, gets So I think right there he's kind of getting in, getting out again on the long side, and could be just he'll still even averaging in off that base low there, possibly, right, Joe?
Yeah.
I'm usually on 1 minute chart, so it looks choppy. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I mean, hey. You got to find your favorites. I like 1, I like 3, I like 5 and 15. Those are my 4 like intraday, time frames that I go through. Of course, you go out longer, but if it's just in market, what I want to see, I'd go 1, 3, 5, and then 15 every once in a while. Of course, I usually will zoom out from that, but yeah, good job there. I think this is awesome. Like I said, guys, do more of these each week. I know it's going to slowly but surely grow, like the Collins show has over the years. Over the months that we've been doing it. Will be years eventually.
Feels like years.
Yeah, right.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a very good way. So anytime you guys want to come on over, there you go. We will break down some charts for you real quickly. Last comments of the morning, or for yourself, morning now. I'm in the afternoon. Do we buy Nike or Lulu here? What say you, Lou, Mister Charteteer over there? Listen. I can't be the only best charter ever. I need a couple of I need some other. I need some other. Like superheroes with me. So I need you to come be another best charter ever, Mr. Best Charter Ever. How did you mute your mic that fast? Is what I want to know.
Oh, I don't even know. Hi, I'm back. Yes, I'm talking here. So Nike, I think that it is reclaiming VWAP. You could potentially look for it here on the reclaim of the equilibrium. SPY giving a little yeehaw here as well. So I'm about to get stopped out of the very last of my shorts. Lulu, I don't like it. It's strong today. I need to look at a daily chart. It might be. It's just not a higher low yet. If it reclaims the 21-day at 117.40, then you could look for long, but I'd rather see a higher low first. On Nike's daily.
These are nasty. Yeah, this is. These are both. I didn't realize how far down these charts have gotten.
Yeah, I don't like them. Day trade, whatever. They're probably oversold. I don't know. Maybe they are a good buy. I don't like the chart.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe Lulu was all the way up at 500. Are you kidding me?
The Lulu.
Thanks to women like my wife. There you go. My good Lord Almighty, what a move there! That's way overvalued at that. I think at most this is just for a run of the mill. I'm not a big fundamental guy and know exactly what things cost and what they should, but this is not a 300 plus even ticker. I think a good buy, honestly, because I would imagine that's long term for TAC. I don't know what it is about the 100 to 80 mark. But you go back to past chart history, back to 16, that's the high of the year. 18, that's where we exploded from, right at 80. 100 and 100 is just always that nice whole round number, which we're getting close to and bouncing off of almost today's low. I would say that'd be the add-in area. And if there's going to be one, and then just going over to Nike, just looking at, but yeah, both of these charts are, good Lord almighty. I mean, Nike is, I don't even know, Nike should have already bounced, and it did. Back here, I'll go back over here real quickly to Nike, and the area I'm seeing long-term was back past short history, right around 50. And we did get that bounce here. Where the heck is it? Well, right here. This bounce, long-term, I think it was on my chart, was back earlier this year. Yeah, right here. Right through this area. Like past chart history, I can see some support there. And now, oh my, we've crashed from there, and I'm going back to history, and I'm going all the way back 10 years now. If I go back 10 years and I can't find something that we should bounce on, and we've went through all those levels, I wouldn't even touch that play. Like,
yeah, that's a good sign. That probably means it's done. You already know it's not done. It's not done.
But it's sad because I love Nike. I mean, like, gee golly, I mean, that's all. I mean, that's me. I'm a Nike guy. I was gonna say, do I have Nike on today? No, I love Nike, and I think this company is undervalued now at this point. But I just think there are just some times when these plays get oversaturated and they make those crazy moves like they do.
Yeah,
I've just seen this. I mean, so much throughout the years. I would DCA's with it. I mean, to do a DCA's video. God bless. Yes, Nike. Yeah, they did. They got insured.
You could, but why don't you DCA something that looks like it's ready to go up? Like, I get it. Like, you want to be involved when the turnaround happens. But like, you could start doing that when the turnaround happens, when you think it happens. You know?
Yeah.
That's just what I don't get. But
yeah. I mean, it's oversold, but my God, I'm going to levels, and I'm a level guy. I'm like, it's going to bounce here, and it should. And if it doesn't, that's not good at all. You know, and I go into those areas of fibs, and then on top of the fact, the volume, like, this is where it should bounce. And when people don't come in, and then when we do, we bounced at that mark, that I was talking about, pretty healthy. I mean, that's a decent sized bounce back here. But it just the way we fumble back through this area, and we continue to go down for more. That's really concerning to me overall, and dumping down that we're just not holding any levels. And even here recently, when I'm trying to find that chart level in the 40s. Anyway, what's up, Jubilee B? I'm gonna call you Jubilee from X-Men. I'll just call you Jubilee. That is Jubilee. Yeah, Jubilee B. Nike inventory levels are concerning. That could be a thing too. I think it's also another thing. Again, we talked about this. A new vehicle. They're going to be the world we live in now. There's just so many more options than there used to be, and so Nike is not Nike of the Nike past. And of course, you think about COVID and that big move it made off of it. And now it's back to where, to me, it really should be. Back in the 2015, 16, 17. Somewhere between 50 and 100, essentially somewhere in there.
Yeah, that whole sneaker craze died off hard, didn't it? That COVID pump. I mean, I know there's a lot of other dynamics that were more prescient in terms of the actual rise and fall of Nike, but I mean, hey. It's fascinating to just see that kind of mirror the stock, where it's like, man, people don't care about sneakers no more. Not like they used to, at least.
Yeah, that was a big phase from around that sneaker. I was a sneakerhead. I had over 100 pair of shoes. I had over 100 pair of Jordans. Yeah.
Damn, dual income, no kids ass.
Yeah,
your BMWs and your 100 pairs of Nikes.
Yeah.
I live in the dream, brother. I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah, I used to have over 100 pair of Jordans, but I've sold a lot of them. And I'm probably right now at about 70 pair of Jordans and then like 30 pair of Nike Air Maxes, Yeezys. Those are like some of my, so it's... What's
your favorite? You got like a grail?
Yeah, I would say favorite shoe of all time is going to be the. I'll go 1, 2, 3 as far as I couldn't put one. Any day could be a different one. I'm going to go with my favorite Jordan's the Jordan 3. My favorite Nike's Air Max 95, and then I'll put. There's some other ones I could put in there, but those are probably my favorite go-to. I like a lot of Air Maxes. Huaraches are cool. Yeezys are really comfortable. Come with some different colorway styles that I like a lot. But Jordan 3, the 4s, I like the 5s a lot. I like the 1s a lot. I have probably between the Jordan 3, 4, and 5 and 11, I bet between the 3, 4, 5, and 11, I've got 40 pairs of Jordans.
Dang. Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. You got good taste too. Those are all pretty staples from what I've seen, like just classics. So
yeah. And Fizz, I'm always wanting Michael Anthony. I know some to make sure we get all these questions. That's what happened to Fizz. It's soft drink. So if you want to take a look at Fizz, I'll take a look at the chart overall as well. Just on my side over here. Again, not much more of a fundamentals kind of guy, but more of a charting kind of guy.
I'm out of my short, by the way. I took a lot off when it went green again on that little dip, and now it's looking really strong again. So I just got out of the last runner for a little bit red, and I flipped one contract long because it looks like it might have put in that higher low, and I want a little foothold if it does.
Michael, back under this 3150 mark, this is going to crack back down to around 2750, and under 2750, it could come all the way down to around 22 to 2250. I do feel this is coming for Fizz. Just again, looking at the chart, I'm not a fundamentals guy and looking at these companies. I vowed to myself when I first started, I'm not going to be the CFO or don't care to be a CFO and read numbers of any of these companies that I'll never work for. They want to work for me, and that means Fair enough. I want them to pay me, and I'm never going to work for them, and that's free money because I just trade their chart. And this chart looks like it's going to crack down to that 3150 mark. Big red day to day overall. Not seeing any like straight news other than here recently we have the UBS adjust national beverage price target to 33 from 35. I don't think that always has a big deal. These price target changes, it's not, I see it all the time. That doesn't, and it worked today. You're going like, oh, it did magnetize right down to that 33, even lower. I just look at the chart and overall it does look bearish. Has a little bit of an M shape here. If I go back and look at, we'll just go to zoom out a little bit further into the daily here, and we're starting to form what? Not good. Little M shape, so opposite of a W shape. Double tapping up here at this area that we once failed at. We came back, tested. What are we doing? Right back on down. The knock couldn't provide for the breakout, that 4-touch knock breakout. So now we're coming back down to the bottom side. I think we crack for more. Just looking at the chart itself.
Yeah. Also, I think my short is going to play out. I'm out of everything. I'm just going to let it play out without me. You know, if I zigzag myself like that, and we're like over this big patch of liquidity where I think we probably do end up going down to it now, but it's not that. I don't know. I'm just going to let it go. It's Friday.
Let it go. Hey, let it go. Let it go. I don't know if you've seen the movie Frozen. I haven't seen it, but I know that song. Delonte, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, just too much competition out there. Not surprised, but hey, I still love my Nikes. Let's see, Mike's. What's up, Mike's? Afternoon, everyone. Are we still? Yeah, we're still sharing charts, although we're about to be done. Usually it's from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. But if you do, real quickly, Mike, want to put it over on our Discord. If you do have our Discord, Mikey Mike and the Funky Bunch, I have it right here, right up, right now. Oh, he's putting it in there. He says it's coming in hot. He's typing. He's like, shit, I gotta hurry up. I gotta hurry. Get it in there. Gosh, there we go. I got it in. All right. There. Someone's gonna be like, Josh, what cat did you have your cat sit on the? Did you ever have that, Steve? Has a cat ever fat fingered a trade or typed in something real funny, and you're like, oh, that wasn't me. That was my cat. And you've muted your mic again. Your cat's muting your mic. That's exactly what happened.
The cat muted the mic. Yes. So that has happened, and they were right and I was wrong. It saved me money. It was a great exit by my cat.
Tax says, what size you wear? I wear size 11.5, 12, and 13. Old school shoes, they ran a little bit smaller, so I had a lot of 12s and 13s. Now they're running a little bit bigger, so now I have a lot of 11.5s. Some 12. So I'm 11.5 to 13 guys. Essentially, most of my pairs are 12s, though. Most of my pairs are 12s. Jeffrey, okay, I was watching France versus Norway today. See their old superstars. Oh, yeah, they're old superstars. That's what I love about our team. We have a pretty young squad, so that's why I like us a lot. If we can get full power, which we look like we're going to be back to full power. The one guy that we had an injury, one of our best players, is back at it. All right, Mike, here we go. 13's good. Yeah. All right, so Mike says, a short after $15 double top. I got stopped out twice. Second stop out was to the penny. All right, so let's take a look at this. All right.
Any stop outs? You're like, God, why me?
Short after 15 double top. So he gets in right through here. Gets in right here, it looks like, right there for the first entry. Looks like he's adding into it, thinking it's going to crack the trend line and some moving averages here for the way down. Doesn't. Comes back out, gets stopped out. And then we come back at it again, Mike does, right here for, I think, a fail, maybe possibly back into the downtrend. Yeah. Moving averages that he's using. Adds in once that cracks, and we're really cracking this bottom moving average where he feels he needs to add in for more.
There goes the short, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, love it. And then boom, gets stopped out again. Finally, Mike gets a full crack that he's been waiting and anticipating right here. Last entry, it looks like, I'm thinking here, Mike, or possibly somewhere through here, adding into it as we've candlestick confirmation, Mike. This is the biggest thing. I've had people tell me, Josh, candlestick confirmation out here saving lives. I taught it in 2020, into 2021, and now I've been teaching and preaching it ever since, right? And it is saving a lot of traders' lives, because instead of like right here where you get in, we didn't confirm, right? And so when we soak right back on up, it still stays in somewhat of a bullish state as we're still soaking back up into the demand area, right? And so you have to wait for the confirmation. But once you finally get it here, which I love, you get the confirmation underneath everything and you can start adding in. And then good job taking profit down low. Can I go back to the chart here? This would be S dot. Okay, so this is just earlier on S dot. Okay. So okie dokie, this is S dot here just recently, obviously over the past 15, 20 minutes here, or literally the last hour since we've been going live over the lunch recap, week recap for you guys. So again, Steve, I like the exit, the exit overall here, and I understand the exits getting out and stopping yourself out, so those aren't bad. To me here again, Mike and Steve, it's entries. The entries just weren't where they needed to be until you finally got this. Now this would have been, now we're cracking under all your moving averages on top of, and especially this purple one, which seems to be the one you're trying to add in more so. Right here, right? So and that's your 50. And I get it. I like the 50. I like the ones you're using. I just don't, they never give me 100% confirmation. My brain does. And when my brain tells me to trade it, I trade it. And it's usually generally because when I go back on the moving averages, nothing's going to be 100%, right? And so they'd always give me confluences of, yeah, now. Oh, no, now. Oh, yes, now. Okay, now. And then I would trade too much. And I don't like trading much at all. I like to get my 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in the day and get my first guy on base. You got to double. All right, all right, 1 second. Let me get another one. Bam! Right down the third base line. He's flying home. I'm not only rounded first into second. The guy in left field overshoots the guy at second. The second baseman throws it out to right field. Now I'm rolling over to third. And now that I'm rolling over to third, the guy in right field throws it. He gets in time and he's like, all right, I'm rounding third. I'm going home. And guess what? He doesn't get me in time. Why? Well, that's what's going to happen sometimes, is my point, right? You're going to have a double at first, and then maybe you have a double that turns into a home run trade. We're like, okay, I'm getting a double. Cool, got another double here, sending them home, and oh my God, it's really racing now. Steve, you've seen these trades I've been in where all of a sudden it's just woof. We're like, okay, we're good. We're good. Oh my God, we're flying now. We're halting up. And that's where the base hits and the doubles become triples and home runs. And think about it that way. But again, overall, Mike, thank you for sharing the chart. Steve, any criteria yourself here?
For me, yeah, it's the entries I'm seeing. I'm always thinking like there's like a saying, it's like if you're gonna hit on 15, you better always hit on 15. So I'm just not seeing consistency here. Like if you're gonna be shorting into weakness, make sure you're getting the crack that you're looking for and do it every time if that's your setup. Like I see like the first short, you're just like kind of stuck in the muck, as Jane would say. You're shorting into these moving averages. You're shorting before it's broken, like the previous swing low that's at the very beginning of that chart right there. So there's no real incentive for this thing to trend down yet, and it's more likely that it's going to reach up and just finish. Like you got to think about it like, all right, if this thing is going down, but it's not really breaking down yet, well, it probably is going to shake you out to the upside first to go up and reach and grab for that, exit liquidity. That's what I would kind of say for that guy there. But the exit, very clean. Glad you stuck with the trade and recognized the overall trend. So that it was a good read, but a little sloppy on the execution on the entries, I would say.
Got it, Mike. Mike 20. That's it. Mike's 2026. I love it. Mike's 2026. Does that mean you just started trading in 2026? There's no way. Usually people, baby. He's a baby.
He was born in 26.
That's what I was like. Usually you put the year because that's the year you were born. I'm like, he's not only started trading this year, he's a grown adult man already, and how did he do all this in
well, Josh, it's the benefits of being born into a bull market. You just start winning right away.
Thank you for everyone saying so. Then I hit it properly, adding it on the way down there. Maybe cool. That's what I thought it was right there. Oh, how to pass. Okay, so here we go, awesome. Steve. We have the poll right here for you, Steve. So number one, they say how to pass the TTP eval. They want that one first. Anatomy of a trade second, indicators third. So now you have your 3 webinars in a row planned for you already right there. Mike, that makes sense though? Mike, you still around? Hopefully we didn't hurt the feelings too much, Mike and Nigel. And Nigel's still chatting. Nigel says, yeah, I'm still learning. I get it. I got it. I'm gonna
can handle it. They're tough. Traders are tough. You know, you got to have
2 years. He says 2 years. Okay, yeah. It's all right, Mike. It's all right, Mike. Which, hey, we talk. That's why come over, do this more often, chat with us, see where we're trading, where we're shorting, where we're going long. You know, take some ideas and trades from us. Keep practicing. Journal, track, journal, track. Go over charts every day. Go pull up charts. You traded S dot. Well, guess what? SPH, SHP, all these other tickers ran today. Go chart them. Go figure out what would have been a good trade there, and some more aha moments will start clicking in your brain. So keep pushing, keep coming back here on Fridays. We'll keep breaking down charts for you. We're always here to help you out for sure as well. You got in, yeah. So no, I appreciate it. Oh, cool. Yep. Keep coming. All right, Hamid. He says take a look at Vera. This is the last chart we're gonna look at for the day, and then we're gonna call it for at least the afternoon. You're coming back this. You're gonna be here tonight, right? For Friday Night Live?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure.
Come on. All right, love it here. This actually, hey, we finally got a decent chart that could possibly continue to rise here. I do like the higher low pattern here overall. Low. The only thing is we got to continue the higher high pattern. So we need to get back over that 53 area and push up. That would look even sexier. Now, just for the day and here recently, we can see we're running what? Kind of back into what I would do is put a line in right about here. Let's go. Running right back into that downtrend. So that's going to be the key as we move forward, Mr. Hamid. I think this would be a good long over that with potential to move where? Well, first
Josh,
back into this last reversal area. What's up, bud?
well, sorry to put you. I'm just curious about your thought on what about drawing from the very top, because then I think you do get the trend crack.
I don't.
Just,
I
like
go. Yeah. I do. I go where more touches are. So there's more touches here. 1, 2, and I could even go back and add that to it right there where we filled at. So I'll leave these. I call these
overshoot little.
Imbalances in volume, imbalance. There's different things that I call these, but to me, I think this is just I ignore it, act like it's not even there, because then what I do to the bottom side, we got a megaphone, Steve. We have a megaphone. I've stolen that from you, by the way. So where do we have all the touches here? Some are right about right there-ish, right? So we can tell, here's the two things I'm seeing that makes me think this is bullish long term. Every time we crack the real overall, what I would feel the trend, we're right back into it. And then overall, now we're pushing back into this. And so I would actually even add in, if I'm putting lines in, I'm adding in one extra line right through about there. And there's your expanding megaphone pushing back up into this resistance area. That's just the way I would draw it. Now, if you want to draw it up top, that's fine. If you want to come in somewhere, I'm all about touches. I'm a touchy kind of guy. I'm a touchy-feely kind of guy. But the more touches I see on a line, the better. That's where I feel you'll get bigger and better moves for sure. So that's just the way I would see this chart overall.
Yeah, I just gotta zoom out a little more and say that I like the megaphone. It looks like it's a handle to me.
Yeah,
it
could be too.
Yeah, cup and handle or inverted head and shoulders even.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was going to get to, which we've been talking about that as many streams we've had over the last few months. How many of these inverse head and shoulders we see? Shoulder, head. Now we're getting a little of a wonkier shoulder over here, but still kind of relatively similar to this one, where it is just chopping its way down, then it chops its way back on up. And we could be doing it as Steve would say, it could be doing its thing soon.
Yeah, it might be time. And I do like that overshoot concept as well, just because you were mentioning earlier about this as well. So I forget the exact detail, but the gist was there are these wicks, and we don't care about them as much as we care about the bodies. I think it was in drawing trend lines.
Yes.
And the idea being there is like bodies represent institutional support or resistance, institutional buying. You know, that's where the meat of the volume is. And then you can think of wicks as like, that's like retail traders getting a little carried away, with the FOMO or the fear, and they're overshooting moves, Yeah, but those, we don't care about what they do.
Love it. This man, it's Steve and I. We just call it the Steve and I show, because it's just, we literally, it's like his brand, or Steve, Steve and I. So it's like, I'm
like
Steve.
The Prince and I.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we're the same, we agree a lot on charting. Every once in a while we may have a little difference, but usually the same. One loud key I can't help but not. Mr. Eric comes in. Hey, is BBAI hit it low? What do you mean hit it low? What does that mean there, Mr. Eric? Hit it low. Does that mean
hit it lower or hit it low, like buy it?
That's what I'm wanting. Hit it like hit it now. Slap it. You know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of blackjack. Hit me.
Right.
Hit me.
Right, or like hit it with a hammer,
Yeah,
knock it on
yeah.
down to the next
We'll go
level.
both ways. We'll go both ways real
Yeah,
quickly. I know, look at Jeffrey. Everyone's like, "Oh, I want more charts." These guys, I love. Okay, all right. So, well, real quickly,
you know where to
I'll go
find
through
us.
this one. I think this one's heading down. We can see the demand area right through here around 325 into 3. Makes sense. I love the 25-cent intervals when it comes to these micro small cap plays. Under 3, that's where we get a better crack. Watch for move down to 240. And again, what do we see here? Just this higher low pattern overall. And what would I do? Very similar to the last chart I broke down. I actually would start right about right here. Come in, drawing tools. Let's go with my trend. Not that at all. I didn't want to do this, but hey, look, there's a cool little thing I just did. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to actually put a real trend line in. Yeah. And start about right there-ish. Yeah, it's about, it's a little too high.
Cracking now down south, boys.
Yeah,
Locking in a little more short.
Yeah, so yes, short it 100%, Mr. Eric, if that's what you're asking, or slap it down low. I wouldn't slap this at least minimum till 240. What do you think, Steve?
So the thing is, it could be filling a gap right here. It is filling a gap right here. It could be putting in a higher low on the daily. I still don't like it. I still don't like it. I think it looks bad. I think that it has a lot of room on its daily oscillator to go lower. It's bad, Josh. I don't want nothing to do with it. And this is coming from a guy who was a big BBAI bull. I was a big bull of this, Soundhound. A lot of people actually knew me for these stocks back in the day. And you know what? I think their day has passed. I don't think they played out how they should have. S-Dot did, though. Look at that. Ripperoo. Whoop,
And are you still in, Joe? Joe, you still in some shares? Joe, I'm going to call it right now. This is going to fill the gap. Talk about gaps, filling gaps. This is going to go all the way up to pre-market high in 1750, 1775. It's coming in hot. It's coming in hot. Well, it's coming in any minute now, any second, honestly. NIBS. Are you mean NBIS? Or I don't think NIBS is a ticker.
Nibs.
Yeah, you mean NBIS for sure. I'm pretty sure you mean, yes, NBIS. I would imagine. Going back to it real quickly. Yes, Jeffrey.
Big dip. All right, monetizing more. Sorry.
Love it. You good? Yeah, get it. Oh, there's finally our 733. We'll go back to SPY before we're done here and show that beautiful ghostly head and shoulders. I think this comes down more, Jeffrey. Honestly, just the daily chart. Looking at this, I think we talked about this on one of the streams here recently. Where I like this at, I just don't think it's going to get to those levels. Yeah, we did. We talked about the 190, 170 mark. Remember, you're like, get out of my head. I remember this play now. This is it. 200 to be good. 200 to 190 would be perfect. I don't think you'll see 170 in this corridor right there. It will come down. If you do want to add in, I think this is still a good play. This is something that, like Intel's of the world, that, oh, it's done. No, I don't think this one, like, say, Microsoft for the time is kind of done, right? Like, I don't know about that one as of right now. But MBAS, I do like this play still. Watch for move down to 200, 190. That would be my dip area. We even talked about this 225, 230, or 2 whatever it was area as well. So the main areas would be for me somewhere in the mid 220s, 200 down to 190, and those are my two areas. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, it's pretty. I think this is the leader in the space. I think the space is still strong. I think that it's a little sketchy here. We could be seeing the beginning of a more significant pullback. The close today under the 21-day moving average is not going to be great. That being said, I think that the big level to watch is the weekly 9 moving average. And for me, I've got that sitting at not too much lower. That's going to be, I'm going to move my window, 220 to 223, right around there is where, like, call it 220. 220 is good. I would want to see 220. It doesn't need to catch to the penny, but it needs to act as a pivot where underneath it, it is strong and supportive. If that is the case, then this can continue to trend. It is still a very good company in a very strong sector. I would not be shorting this one. If you want to short one of these, short like Riot or Marathon or CLSK or literally anything not that isn't NBIS, literally any of them that isn't.
Love it. And there you go. Jubilee Vera looks like another bounce to support the megaphone. There we go. Yes, it could do that Jubilee 100%. Vera also has a big catalyst coming on the 14th of July. The FDA is supposed to approve one of its drugs. Ooh, that's going to get spicy for it. MBIs totally makes sense. There you go. You got it. Thanks. You're welcome, Jeffrey. Real quickly, just go back to the Spizzle, Trizzles here. We'll go back to SPY.
Trizzles, I like that.
Yeah. You got the little Snoop Dogg, slang in there. That little trizzle. And what do we have here? Look at this. This is what I call beautiful. First off, we'll go to a larger time frame so you can really see the ghostly head and shoulders. But this is what I love. Crack the trend line, come up, retest, fail. We don't reclaim it body-wise. Wicks tried to. Degen traders think we're breaking out, and they just took a loss. They probably added back in or thought we're breaking out yet again here. Nope, we retest the trend line, and what do? We continue back on down. Let's just go back here and put this into a little bit larger time frame. Then you can see what I'm talking about with that ghostly head and shoulder starting to take place here, where what? We have shoulder number 1, head, shoulder number 2, crack of the trend line, retest and fail at it. On down she goes. Yeah, so real quickly to recap the week. It was fun. MU was amazing. Great streams with you guys. Don't forget, any live stream we do, 50 likes, we'll get a 25K eval giveaway. 100 likes, which we reached this week once. That was pretty dope. We gave away 2 25K evals. Buy one, get one free. So essentially, you guys out there, if you're a first-time user, go buy our 25K eval. Why? Because if you are a first-time user, go over and get that, and you blow it in a week or a month or whenever, and guess what you get? You're going to get another one on us for free. We extended that all the way out to the 28th. Enjoy watching the World Cup tonight, tomorrow, this weekend for the rest of a few weeks. You guys have a great, safe, blessed, food-filled weekend. We'll see you all tonight, hopefully, for the Friday Night Live, 9:30 Eastern Time. We go live for about an hour, maybe sometimes a little bit longer, up to 2. It's a great, fun time. You can join us as well. I'll love to have, traders. We usually have enough faces on there, but if you ever, guys want to come in and say, hey, you want to join, we've had some of you guys join us as well. Back on Monday at it again. Again, a couple of weeks from now, don't forget, Fridays will be an all-day thing with Steve and Alejandra hosting in the morning with good topics and, of course, a psychological segment each Friday, all the way to where at the end of the day, and Steve's going to recap in probably the week with me, and then after that, he'll have his webinars on Friday afternoons, which you guys already picked what we want to do next. How are we doing? Jubilee? Thanks, guys. Yes, have a good one. Friday Night Live. How we doing? USA, New York Trader. Oh, and more one-on-ones. That was fun this week. Doing those with different traders around the world. Just having fun with 200K accounts that we were trading with, which was really cool. Just having fun. I would never go 10,000 shares in a trade, but on those, it's a little fun to do that. And then maybe down the line, we'll have real competitions where we actually use our real accounts versus using fake ones, to actually make it really real. That'll
get the blood pumping. And even if they're fake, that's a big number. You see that the whizzing zeros going by, you're like, holy moly, holy mackerel. Yeah, strong couple sticks here on SPY, so we might be seeing the start of a little bit of I don't know. Are they going to hold it, or is this the short entry? That's the real question.
It's the WAP, baby. She's trying to come in and hold her up. I think we most likely do come down a little bit more. We can see this last support node from earlier right there where we came down, right? So that's what we're trying to hold right now. VWAP's helping out a little bit. If we do crack the WAP in this little node, watch for it to come back down minimum to 3250, but I think we'll see sub 732, somewhere in the 731s if we crack the VWAP. That's just my say. Steve, last thoughts for the week. It was a great one. I had a great week, honestly, overall, one of my better weeks. It's been really good since the end of May. I've had a lot of good trades. The small caps have been hot. I've hardly even looked at large caps because every day there's a small cap, again, like S dot today, that has taken the eyes and the mob away from me to even have to worry about anything else. I mean, you got to think about S dot. S dot is up right now for the day 159%. Yeah, I don't really need to go find a large cap play when I got, trades like S dot to go possibly trade. We've been getting these day in, day out. I think the small caps stay this way next week. Again, don't forget, next week's a 4-day week. It'll be a little bit shortened, but I do feel small caps stay hot. What about you, Steve? What do you think we see next week? So I'm going to preview it a little bit. Earnings will be slow, so no earnings. Will be a lot more. I know Snowman will be happy. More back to the power hour streams with Steve. Maybe Alejandro joins them for a few days as well. So we'll get back to that. Not a lot of earnings this coming week. But Steve, what are you looking forward to this coming week?
Well, this has been a barn burner of a week. It's been mixed feelings for me. So my system has been working out tremendously. I have been not trading very heavily because I am in research mode. I'm in refinement mode. I'm in getting everything nice and polished mode to start shipping some new products for everybody. Right now, I'm watching my beautiful SPX because that's all I really need to trade when I'm getting level-to-level moves with the precision that I'm able to at this point. Whether it's my system dialed in, whether it's just the market's aligned with my trading style right now, I'm not asking too many questions. I'm just hitting the iron while it's hot. So we've had a few 10-bagger plus callouts in the server this week on SPX calls. We've been having a lot of success in this red tape. So if you're having trouble staying above the water in this, really, it's been brutal price action. Right now, we were talking about those big green SPY candles smashed on down. Like I said, is it reversing or is it the start of the short? I don't know. I'm short still. So what I'm looking for, level to level trading. because we're getting fast moves and they're paying well. You don't need to do this with options. I've been doing this with my futures primarily, or my trade the pool, just using TQQQ or SQQQ. I think I said 4 Qs there, 3 Qs. But yeah, so you've got the instruments right at your fingertips here. You got the leverage, and it doesn't cost you very much. Trade the pool is the place to be. And that's what I got. That's what I'm looking for. Mostly just the indices. We'll see if semis can catch. We'll see if IGV and other software companies start to look like the dips to buy. That's what I'm curious to watch. See if we're ready to start forward looking, and essentially start or stop punishing CapEx spend.
Yeah,
They were missing
exactly.
my rad dancing. I was getting down.
Steve was. You should have seen him. He was actually out of his seat, booty shaking. He was romping it. He was a rump shaker actually for about 3 seconds there. I got him out of his seat. He was rump shaking. I was like, oh, let me put it back on. Let me put it back on. And as soon as I did, yeah, Hamid wants to. Hey, Hamid, here's the way. Listen, guys, come over on Friday night. I know Friday Night Live. It's 9:30 Eastern. If you come over, I don't mind. That's where we gotta get the talent. I got to scope you out first. I got to see are you worthy of joining the stream during the day. So come over on Friday night. You know, tonight I always love adding in any new trader that wants to join, especially hey, if they have knowledge of the stock market, they know how to talk in front of a camera and on a mic. I'm down to get you on as much as I can get you on, my friend.
Yeah, wow. Look at SDOT there. Josh, same thing. I've got a few good buddies. We had Adam on for our show. What was it, yesterday? That's a good friend. We were trading together a lot. We were trading together in my Discord server in the voice chat this morning, as well as our good friend Chaos. So I'm going to start poking those guys a little more, trying to get them a little more involved because they're absolute wealths of knowledge.
Boom.
Yeah, and you guys can come on in and find them in my Discord too. They're good people. Boom! Look at
I,
that.
I told you what this was going to do here. And just like that, there she goes. Joe. Oh, almost halted up there. So, Joe, I would be out all but like 1 share right now. I literally right there, pre-market high could be the top. I'd be out all but 1
on
share.
it.
Just hold that runner. Hold that runner. Out some more. Yeah,
Show
there
out
we
some
go.
more.
Yeah, I would be out
Beautiful.
pretty much majority at this point. Just hold a little runner. Whether it's 1 share, 5 shares, something for the move. You never know when you're going to get the crazy wham halted down, out of nowhere. Like we got that actually earlier in the day, Joe. If you remember this, and right here, this actually happened earlier, Steve. Sell off, consolidated for a half moment before really flying all the way back down and halting down and kind of shutting down. And not like earlier, I forgot who said I thought SDOT was done. I did for a minute. I didn't think it was going to make its way back up until it had this little downtrend break right through there and raced its way up. We're halted up now. We're about to. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Halting, baby. What a way to end the Friday recap here with us. And again, bringing charts over BYOC, we couldn't have done. And this is what we get. We get some big movement here from SDOT. I'm talking really big movement. Now we're up a total of 200% on the day. And SDOT, are we going to get a gap up? 1857, most likely a sideways resumption. Probably what we're going to see here, team. And this is what I love real quickly. I know it's getting late. I'm getting hungry. But this is what we're going to see. Almost guaranteed out of the gate. It's going to open sideways. Watch for a dip here. Watch for a mega dip. This is where I would add in. If I see a dip to 1780, I'm going to take a starter. And if I see anything close to the 16s, I'm going to load up. And I mean load up. This is exactly what I did yesterday. And I'll show that chart off real quickly on ILLR, and I made a quick little ripper here as the play halted up, and I got a lot of traders in my lobby on this play. So let's go back to ILLR yesterday. Did this exact setup. Why is this not coming in? ILLR, yes, yes, yes. Let's go back to yesterday. Dumping off today a little bit, but it did gap up from yesterday. So let's go back to yesterday's chart. Why can I go back to yesterday's chart? Is it not? There we go. This is why. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. We're going fast. I know this. All right, boom, right here, right? So S dot, or S dot, ALL, or Iller. I'm just freaking calling it Iller. Iller Thriller over here. Halted up. I saw a gap up coming from the scanners, and I didn't know that it was going to gap up. So I told traders it may not, even though it's saying that it may not. And if we get a sideways resumption, I want to add in anywhere close to here that I can. If it gaps up, I'm adding in where we halted up at. So it's the same thing today. If you're looking to trade S dot, you want to get in more shares, Joe or anyone else, you haven't got in, or you want to make some more little extra money, look for that same thing when we go live here on S dot. Watch for a quick little small reversal back down into this area right through here. That's going to be the best. We may only see this. That's why we may only see 1785 before it rips and goes for more. This is your best add-in area off that old resistance up top that we booped. We kept touching here. We were touching it all morning, you know, from earlier. There's some touches. Almost, definitely. So that's going to be your add-in area. So we'll end on that one real quickly. Steve, you good to go, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just letting the Discord fam know we're still in the short. We're still looking for more. Watch. 20 points down on SPX 7400. I'm expecting that to test. That is a very important level. If we lose that, things can get spicy. We can get fireworks. Probably it catches there reasonably. But that's the trade setup for me today. Looking for 20 more points is a little bit of dessert here. That's all I got for y'all today.
Good job, Joe. Good job, Joe. Yeah, that's awesome. I just now realized, too, we're 45 minutes over. We're killing it today, baby. Joe's killing it. What I will do here, as S-Dot's moving, I'll leave the live. I'm going to stay here for just a minute to see where this goes live. Steve, if you want to go ahead and jump off the mic, you can. I'm going to go until this goes live. If it goes live at 45 after. Should go live at 45.50. We're seeing a gap up to 19 now. Now it's back to 1857. Okay, so it's going back and forth here. I just want to see where this goes live, just to show you how this works out. If we get the gap up to 19, this halt up price is the bounce. If we open sideways, parallel, watch for a move down into here. Again, like I said, we may not see any lower than this. So that's really kind of snakeskin, randy, risky biscuits. Why? We're up 200%. So if you want to be a safer trader, just see if we get right here. You know, and if you want to challenge this, 100 shares, 50 shares, just something small, just to get a little piece of the pie. Get you a little gas money, get you a little fast food money, a little Wendy's money, whatever it might be, a little Arby's money, a little A&W money, a little Sonic money, whatever it might be.
What we call it, pizza money. Get you a slice of pizza, you know?
Friday, it's Pizza Friday for us here, actually. We always, for the most part, we've been doing this almost every Friday for the most part. Yeah, we call it Pizza Friday. Either we make it or we'll get one, whether it's frozen or, you know, to go, whatever, you know, delivery. So yeah, definitely Pizza Friday. We'll do and a salad, Pizza Friday and a salad.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Good stuff, guys. So, well, I mean, Josh, you're hanging out for the unhalt. I'm in an open trade. I have OCD. It's 15 minutes till power hour. Cool if I hang out for 15?
Don't you do you? Yeah. Oh yeah. You go as long as you want, my friend. You can stay here till. Hey, I come back and I'm like, Steve, I'm about to go live. And he's like, yeah, I haven't left. I'm like, it's Friday Night Live. You've been here for 9 hours.
Well, the only reason why that isn't going to happen is because futures are going to close. So, you know, there's going to be nothing for me to do. I'm locking a little bit more of that short here. Still got 3 little tranches left. Bada bing, bada boom. We've caught a nice 50-point short on stream here in the past hour.
That's beautiful.
Guys, every day we're just giving it to you. Come on now. If that's not worth a like, and maybe joining my Discord server for the trouble. Joining Josh's Discord server for the trouble. I don't know what it is.
Join it. Here we go. We're going live. Yes, we're live. All right. Let's see that quick note. It's just a straight sideways go. That's going to be the top right there, 1997. Unless we engulf it in this candle. We push through in this candle. We're good to go. Nope. Back on down she goes. That 1997, Joe, maybe the top for now. You hold that 1 share just in case. And again, if you are looking to go long, I'm telling you right off this uptrend channel, somewhere in the 16s is going to be great. You leave it alone until then. I would say even now, don't challenge this 1750 area. If you do, like I talked about, please go small. Manage your risk on a Friday at freaking almost into power hour, which I can't believe we're almost into power hour already. The day is flying by. Steve, I'm going to call it for now for myself. I'm going to get me some luncharoonies. I'm getting hungry, my friend. Haven't had any food today, so it's time to energize up. I got enough energy as it is, but I still need a little more to keep myself going to Friday Night Live tonight, man.
I feel that, brother. I love it.
One last time, though. I feel like this is like it's like more of an upbeat Charlie Brown music. It almost reminds me of listening to Charlie Brown, you know, but it's like the more upbeat, like, you know, modern version.
I mean, I am basically doing the Linus dance though.
I know, yeah, exactly, yeah. Exactly, yes, yeah. I love it. That's hilarious. That's good stuff.
That's all I got. That's my range of motion, guys. I'm not the biggest dancer, but
Yeah.
but I gotta put on for the boys.
Yeah.
What the hell am I talking about? I'm gonna hang out here till this short resolves. I'm still in it. I still think there's room. I'm gonna pull my screen up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have your screen up?
Yeah, I'll flip it on over here. I didn't want to step on your S dots, but it does look like you nailed that top call, Mr. Easy Money Sniper. And I'll go ahead and transition on over.
Dun, dun, dun. Boom, baby, boom, and here we go. Hey, for everyone that came over this week, and of course how badass all the streamers that we have, you know, Money Mitch, Jesse, Michael Noss, Jane, Alejandra, Steve, myself, everyone that streams live here. Yep, there you go. There you go. And then there's that little, and if you went small, not that it's a ton so far, but it is trying to hold. You can see that little 17 area that I was talking about there, and that little quick reversal down. That's going to be the support for now, and the better areas down here. Steve's got you covered for the next foreseeable future. You guys have a great, safe, blessed, food-filled weekend. I'll see you back here hopefully tonight for Friday Night Live, and if not, I'll see you guys on Monday about the same time as today. Recap time with Steve, 1 p.m. Eastern. Steve, I'll leave it over to you, my man. I'm out.
Sounds good, brother. Always good to see you. All right, guys. It's time. I know you don't see this very often here. It is futures. I know. I'm cheating on Trade the Pool with its sister company, Fivers. Oh, no, I'm going to hell. I'm going to monetize a little bit more here. Got 3 left. 74.10, that's good for me. I want 7,400 for the clean sell. So we're going to put a limit order in there in just a second. But first off, we'll talk about the trade. Got any other futures traders in the house, or are we just strictly equities here? Joe's all out at 1903. Very nice exit there. Love to see it. We're still in our short. We entered a runner here. So I closed my initial trade, opened another. This is actually the third one I've opened because essentially I don't want to hit over the consistency rule. So I can't make more than $500 on a trade. Got 100 open right now. And what we want to see is the continuation flush. So I'll take a little bit off at, well, I basically did it for 7,410 right there, just in case, just a hair above, in case it does try to catch here. That's fine. We would even add into the short if it bounces up to our moving averages, keeping this chart nice and simple and clean here. Let's widen this. I know it's an insane person's layout. I need to see my balance though. Got to find a balance. All right. Anyways, what we've got, continuation. Sometimes I fill with my settings when I know a trade's working and I'm getting antsy. This has been such a good trade that I'm saying, hey, I've been in it for so long. We were literally getting in up here and we were getting in after this knife. We started averaging in on this pop up, knowing that it shouldn't break above this. And I said, hey, you just got to take a stab after you see a knife like that. Big sell candle there. So mean reversion back up and then hammer time. Where do we sell to? Well, we sell to where we broke out from. We take profit there. We wait. We think we get cooked up here till we see the top wicks. We take a little mean reversion play, say we'll get out at the moving averages. In case we're wrong, we trim there, buy ourselves a little bit of breathing room, then get a nice move here. Start getting sweated again here with a big candle. But these big candles are fading throughout the day. That gives us more and more and more confidence to hold this short. And here we are, holding, feeling great. On this pop, we are not scared because it still isn't breaking any previous swing high. That's what we got here. Market Lounge only uses futures to hedge portfolio. Very smart. That is basically what I'm doing here. I also do have just like a monthly put that I put on, but besides that, nothing too crazy. Hold on a sec. I had to mouse back over. I was like, where'd our gains go? There they are. So we're playing with flushing this, and I think it's time to move to a 5-minute chart here just because this is moving rather fast. Next big level, of course, that 29,409 under that 29,400 for MNQ, and for ES, which is what I'm actually in. Let's switch to that. There we go. For ES, 7,400 and 7,410. Okay, taking a peek around the horn, realizing that I'm absolutely parched. I'm going to let the trade cook here, and I'm going to grab water. I'll be back in just a second. I bet we'll see SPY, or SPX, at 7,400. All right. Bottom wicks in my short. That's okay. You can go when you're ready. See, at the 1 minute here, we still have respect of the moving averages, and that's all we really care about on these continuation shorts. As long as these moving averages are guiding down, then we're good to go. Let's fix the color on this. Green, that's no good. Better. Let's do a light blue, perhaps. There we go. Still respecting our light blue 9 moving average. And see, it's really nice on Black Arrow here, the Fivers platform. I can actually just change it right here to exponential. That's what I like. And I'm going to change it to, we'll just do regular blue. So this is our fast one, right? When we're really on trend, we're really hammering down. This is what we kind of use as a guide. Right now, it's kind of basing here at a big level, so it's probably going to push up to our 21 here. That's fine. We're well up here. We only have a couple runners left. We were tranching out very nicely down in here. So I like when it goes back up because it's acting right. I've made my money. I've locked it in. I've got a runner position if we want to just big old red candle down right off the 9, and it just continues that trend. And that is all she wrote here until we get another entry. Till then, we're just sticking with the plan, riding it on down. What's up, Chem Life? That better be a beer. I'm not heavy in BHVN, so I'm not drinking quite yet. Shout out Chem Life. I know you're killing it lately on your biotech plays. Couldn't tell you what they do, but I'm glad they're working. Oh, there's an alarm. Yeah, it'll be beer o'clock pretty soon here, though. Don't get me wrong. And once I start, I'm not going to stop till power hour. Or I'm sorry, not power hour. It is power hour in 5 minutes, I should say. Friday Night Live. So be sure to join tonight at 9:30 Eastern time. If you're around, if you want to hang out, shoot the shit with the guys, we're going to be chilling. We're going to be sipping a little beer, maybe smoking a little something. I don't know. Just having a good time, unwinding, talking charts, and recapping the week. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a little loopy. I haven't eaten enough today. But that's because the trading has been really good. Let's go over what we've done today real quick. Oh, Chem Life's buying knives. Catching the exchanges knives today. Tried CME, CBOE, IC, just nasty breakdowns. It's been rough, right? The only reason I'm in a good mood is because I've been just actively shorting and not shutting the hell up about it in my server. So yeah, if you're looking for guidance on the path down, anybody, I am your resident bear. Don't worry, I will flip bullish when it's time. I do not think we're going to zero. I'm just capitalizing on this great volatility while we get it, because it's not so often that you get this great trend. Also, in negative gamma, you get really, really great rips up, counter trend rips up, and that's why you can get these big green rallies in the context of these red days. Hey, good to see you, Hiren. Hope you're doing well as well. It has been a wild couple of days here, big index moves, and it's been hard keeping track of things outside of intraday in terms of, man, there's so much money to be made just on these swings from level to level. When you get the increased volatility, the levels become quite wide. I mean, MNQ last night was insane, guys. I was shorting this. This is just QQQ. Let's get a better view here. So essentially, this is like, like those videos, those America's Funniest Home videos, where it's like somebody starts to slip on a patch of ice and they just will not go down. And they're just like, whoa, their arms are flaying for like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. This is exactly what's happening. It's like a slow motion collapse here on MNQ here is what we're looking at, but indices in general, it's looking like we want to go lower in my book. We're getting big pushes off into what I would consider internal liquidity. By that, I just mean, sorry, that's a terrible line, but just kind of this zone, this empty area where we expanded through, we can reach back up into it and just continue the selling pressure that we found there. So you're seeing the hammers just continue to drop. We caught this short beautifully from these two top wicks. Cooked us on this second wick. I thought getting in here, I would be safe. Came back down, booked some profit, of course, into the bottom of the range. Almost had our position go red. It did go red. We were near the top of the wick, but not completely at the top. But added back in here and caught this amazing 500-point move down, monetized almost all into the 29,400 handle. Beautiful, literally 500-point plus move there. So that was crazy. And then these counter trends have been wild. So it's been hard to just hold anything. And now I'm doodling all over the place. Let me clear this up. So we've been having fun. There's another continuation push down. Did we hit 7405? Not yet. Not yet. I still think there's more room on this bad boy. Yeah, it is tough here. Let's see. No problem on the advice for MU. And yeah, today's down due to the Asian markets. Honestly, it's been tough. It's been tough to have the conviction to believe anything's going to be short when Micron, the strongest thing in the market, is ripping off of an amazing earnings and up so big. So it's just, we are seeing this kind of crazy push and pull here. And all I know is that until we get a clear kind of a flush out and a reset, it feels like we are still in this extended fall and we need to see a really nice definitive push down to kind of reset momentum. Maybe we can look at a daily chart, get a little bit better of a feel for it. But essentially what we did see today and what we were calling out on stream for the short was, let me switch to my other chart to show you. Meanwhile, Taquito hitting here with some real wisdom. This is as real as it gets, guys. It's all 50-50. It either goes up or it doesn't, He said it either goes up or it goes down. Sometimes it goes deadly flat and you have a strangle or something and you're getting cooked by nothing. That feels bad too. Nothing ever happens, gang. Never want them to win. Theta gang, they're the worst. Sorry, let me keep yapping while I switch screens. There we go. So we were talking about how SBX is essentially doing the old... Sorry, I should pull up a 1-minute chart on my other screen so I can watch my trade. It is starting to come back just a hair. Didn't quite get down to 7,400. I still think that it's going to hold under the moving averages, but just put it on your radar. Definitely be down to runners, I would say. At this point, we could get some really nice flushes, and those runners could pay really nicely. You could play a momentum breakdown as continuation, but if you do, tight stop. Don't get squeezed on the way up. Anyways, for SPX, what I wanted to show here is where we were looking to short today is essentially on the loss of the 50-day moving average. We got some really nice bounces off it for 3 days in a row, looking like we might hold. And we've been playing this box range beautifully in my Discord, just hammering shorts off of 7,400, the loss of that level 3 days in a row, just eating it up off of this 50-day moving average. So it's 7,355, or 7,350 there. So that has been our box. It's been great. And now we might see that come up here and test pretty shortly here as well, and then get another short. I do think our upside is pretty capped here to maybe 15 points or so. I think the downside potential much more. I don't want to say it's not going to be that egregious. I just think we can get 20 points down still, flush out under the 7,400, get a little momentum through that level. So yeah, we're just watching the development today and into next week, how we're progressing off after the loss of this key level, because it is the first time that we've touched it since, I don't know, when we gapped over it and it started the insane rally. So if your strategy means, or says, when SPX reclaims a 50-day moving average, I buy. Well, you got a chance to buy here. Amazing entry. But you didn't get a chance to add until yesterday or the day before. Does that mean that the trade is over? Does it mean it's going to catch? We don't really know. It's a little bit suspicious when the very first tap is this heavy. You know, it makes you think maybe we just overshot it too egregiously, and the path down is going to be equally kind of overshooting, and you kind of got to overshoot in both directions just because of the volatility. Realistically, though, I'm just filling time until we get the next reaction to these moving averages, and that's all I can really ever say. You know, it's we just got to know where we know the levels where price should stick or should catch or should show some reaction, and it's just up to market participants to either make or break those setups. ChemLife mentioning market rotating here, IMO, and I would agree with that. XLRE, XLV, XBI, XLU, all looking good. Yeah, I absolutely. XLI, XLF hanging in as well, and those are two very important ones that I figure you're mentioning because, well, in a market cycle, those are what you want to see doing strong. You know, if the market's going down, those are not going to be looking so good, you know, from an extended period. If we do have more gas in the tank, well, then these should be able to be continuous dip buy type setups. We can take a look at some of these indices as well as SPX starting to make that next push down, I hope. Starting to look heavy off the moving averages on the 1 minute time frame as well there. XLF, so this was the kind of path that we were hoping for, essentially a higher low into this bottoming kind of megaphone bottom, and then to rebase, and then to come up to about here, the previous area of interest, and then come back a little. I'd like a little bit more of a pullback here, fill this gap, fill off the 21 moving average, and then start to reach up higher. We've got a nice gap up here. We've got the megaphone overall that I'd like to see break out. And I think that financials in general are interestingly looking very good, probably largely in part to them being a large part of the financing deal with SpaceX. That being said, interesting to see Goldman selling off so heavily, and I wonder if JPM is as well. Interesting, Morgan Stanley. So maybe I am wrong. I haven't checked these in a couple days. Yeah, they're all very heavy. Interesting. So I have some research to do. Another setup that we're going to be watching into next week very closely, SpaceX. I think that SpaceX looks like a great short. You could even grab some right now. I'm probably going to wait until Monday and get a pop up to 156-ish. I would really like to see that play out, get a pop there, and then rip it on down yonder. But interesting flat bottom setup here. You could also say, hey, it's support. I'm not buying it, though. I'm not buying it. Taquito saying if it is the start of a downtrend, it's going to go all the way down to 69-ish, 6,900. I'd like that. You don't see the potential to catch at like 7,100? I see the possibility that we don't give the round 700 or 7,000 back test. We have this really big volume node. Oh, it doesn't look that big when you shift down like that, but still, it's a sizable volume node here. We're definitely in no man's land here unless we reclaim the 50. We're just in no man's land we could drop 200 points really fast. And that's what worries me. So I got to watch the swing low. Got to watch the interaction next week, assuming we get a pop early in the week. on the 50-day, that's also sketchy too, because if we pop early in the week to the 50-day, that's an excellent A+ setup for bears to just hammer it down after putting a top week on the weekly right into a key level and just get the extension, move into this gap. 7,300 was transacted today on SPX. The next one down, 7,250. The next one down for there really isn't much until 7,200, and more importantly, 7,150. That is where I would like to see a flush resolve. If we're talking going long, we got to see a reclaim of the 50. Pretty straightforward. Reclaim of the 50 and then a higher low on some like hourly time frame or something. SPX trying to squeeze me just a little bit here as we head into the power hour, and I realize I'm just not leaving, apparently. I am going to head out. It does look like my trade may be over too, finally. We'll see. Yep, that's just about my cue to head on out with my last two there. So if the candle closes above this range, see that little W playing out? Well, then it's just good enough for me. And even if I do think we are going down more, I don't want to get dragged a little bit back up 10 points or so. That being said, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So I'll probably sell one if this candle closes strong and hold one with a stop over VWAP, since that's where my break even is. And it's just a small micro. It's not going to make or break me either way. Kind of want to see the idea play out, if it will, into the end of the day here. But as of now, weak candle close. Unless that changes in 22 seconds, I will keep on keeping on. But just with the caveat that it is showing some life here, and we have had a very extended move down, both on an hourly time frame and just in the past hour or so here. Taquito saying, look at the weekly as well. Yeah, the weekly, it's a little bit spooky is how I would put it. Let's find that 69 level of his on the weekly. Yeah, I mean, that it makes sense, right? That's the big one. That's the big chunky volume profile. That would also be the 200 week moving average. All right, that's going to stop me out there. Looking for a little wick back. Good enough for me. I don't want to be caught in this now, and that is... Do I want to play a little bit of a squeeze? Let me look at Bookmap. I think I'm probably just done for the day. Yeah, I didn't enter and it's starting to go. At least I stopped out there. Split the difference. One for fun, let it run, and I'm gonna I'm gonna call it here, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed stream. Hope we learned a little bit of something. And before I go, I gotta hit you up with the don't forget, we have a special deal extended through the weekend. You can get a buy one, get one free on our, I think it's 25K and 5K accounts. So basically, you can get one of our starter accounts. If you blow it, you get a free one again. For first time members. So be sure to check that out. Go on over to our website there. You can find all of the details. But essentially, there's really no red tape. You just get another account if it's your first and you blow it. That simple. I don't know any other place doing that. So that is our biggest thing that I want to hit here. But we got so much stuff coming up. We've got big Fridays. All Fridays we'll have a nice, unique individual. What am I talking about? We're going to have programming all day long for you. I'm going to be hosting the morning show. We're going to be doing power hours, webinars, the morning trading, as we talked about live, all that great stuff and more. So yeah, I mean, just come on, guys, hang out, give us a like. And I'm forgetting one thing. There it is. Let me get you an invite to my Discord. I think I may have given the wrong Discord invite earlier. So just to be sure, I'll get you here once more. Taquito saying, expecting another panic-inducing last drop here, though. Yeah, I would like that as well. Oh, you're saying just today, maybe? Maybe. Either way, you will catch me on the flip side. Hope you have a great day, guys, and trade safe. Take care, y'all.